1979, and now 1985. So they meet once again every 6 years. Alvin Hall from the 5, the 10, 15, has an opening at the 20, 25, and brought down at the 32-yard line. Lyle Blackwood made the tackle. A return of 28 yards for Alvin Hall. Here's the offense. Eric Hipple, he is injured. Chest bruise, back bruise, but he's starting at quarterback. James Jones, Leonard Thompson, Mark Nichols, David Lewis, and Rob Rubick. So they're starting with the single-back offense and 2 tight ends. There's that offensive line. Brown, Jones, Mott, Greco, and Dorney, with Lomas Brown, the #1 draft choice, the only rookie in the starting offense. So Detroit goes to work at their own 32 first down. And as Sam Ratigliano said, as expected, James Jones has 5 yards to the 37. It'll be 2nd and 5. And George Little makes the tackle. Here's the basic defense of the Dolphins with Vetter, Charles, and Beaucamper. We'll also see George Little in there. He'll be moving in and out. We look now at the 4 linebackers, Brzezinski, Ship Brown, and Hugh Green. Hugh Green last week said he had a terrible game against Tampa Bay. Last time he will do that for the Dolphins. We'll see today. Here's Jones to the right side. Close to the first down. Gains about 4. Well, now they move it back to the 41-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and a yard. Bob Brzezinski with the tackle. Here are the defensive backs with Langford and Judson on the corners, Glenn Blackwood and Bud Brown, the defensive safety. 3rd down and 1. The ball at the 41-yard line. Leonard Thompson comes out of that offensive set, and Mike Meade is in. Jones, the ball carrier. 44-yard line, gain of 3, and the first down. Sam, you set the whole thing up as Mike Charles made the last tackle. This is what Detroit has to do.
They're certainly doing now what they can do best. Dan Marino's on the sideline, and they're running the ball. You can see number 30, James Jones, is going inside. He only needed a yard. Got a good surge by the offensive line, particularly in the middle, and he picked up the first down. And they did not take long to hide their intention.
James Jones and Alvin Moore, now the 2 running backs. First down, Detroit at their own 44-yard line. Alvin Moore, the ball carrier, and Doug Vetters wraps him up at the 45. So he has a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Even this early in the ball game, they are running time off of the clock.
Well, there's Doug Vetters, 75 right there. I don't know why they got out of the single-back offense. I would still continue to give the ball to number 30, but you're right. They're running time out of the clock. They've got good field position, and Marino's on the sideline.
Marino, of course, the quarterback for Miami. He can strike very quickly. Detroit wants to keep their offense on the field and use up the clock for the opening kickoff. Little play action fake. And has a man open. It's there, and he misses it. Mark Nichols, there's a flag down back at the 42. Mark Nichols had a step on Paul Langford, but Eric Hipple simply missed it.
He was wide open. He ran a nice individual one-on-one pattern to the corner, and it looks like we have a penalty here against Detroit.
The flag dropped back at the 42-yard line.
Holding number 51 offense, penalty declined, 3rd down.
David Jones holding. You saw a look at the officials.
We're going to have a play-action pass by Eric Hipple. He looks like he's got plenty of time with Steve Mott blocking in the middle, and that's number 99, Little, trying to get this. Darryl Rogers talking to the official. Eric Hipple's got to hit those patterns.
3rd down and 9, 45-yard line. This time he'll throw. Blitz is coming, and they get the sack. Robert Sowell, number 45. And he picks up his first sack of the season, and it'll be 4th down.
That inside blitz, you can see number 45 in the middle of your screen. Nobody picks him up. That's Eric Hipple's man. He was not picked up. He should have gotten rid of the ball a lot quicker. They did not have a scheme to pick him up. You can see right in the middle of the screen that number 45, Sewell, came clean.
Mike Black will be kicking. And Tom Figueredo is the deep back on the punt return for the Miami Dolphins. This will be his first game contact in 2.6. Here's Vigorito off of that knee injury from 2 years ago. To the 20, and hit and bumped out of bounds at around the 23-yard line. We have 11 minutes and 46 seconds left to go, first quarter, and no score. Don Shula, the head coach of the Miami Dolphins, will have this offense going for him. Dan Marino, Tony Nathan, Woody Bennett, the running backs, Mark Clayton and Nat Moore, the wide receivers, Bruce Hardy, the tight end. And his offensive line is Giesler, Foster, Stevenson, Taves, and Green. So Miami on offense for the first time in the ball game at their own 23-yard line, first down with no score. We mentioned at the top of the show that Don Shula started his NFL coaching career here in Detroit in 1960. He came to Miami as a head coach after being head coach at Baltimore. He replaced George Wilson at Miami, who was his first NFL head coach. Miami from their own 23-yard line, first down. Look for Marino to throw. And he opens instead with Tony Nathan. And Nathan picks up the first down. Nathan 11 yards to the 34-yard line. Demetrius Johnson makes the tackle, and it's a first down. Here's that defense, the basic 3-4 with Williams, English, and William Gay. The linebackers, Jimmy Williams, August Curley, Allerman, and Angelo King. And in the secondary, Watkins, McNorton, Johnson, and Grant. Ron Davenport comes into the offensive set. And Davenport gets the call. And Davenport to the 42-yard line. It'll be second down and a long two as August Curley is the man who stopped him. Roy Foster, the lead block on the play. And Miami coming right at Detroit with what Detroit has as their offensive strength. They're running right at him.
Looks like Don Shula right now wants to help his defense also, and the best way that he can do that is to control the ball. There's Don with John Sandusky to his right, his offensive coordinator.
Tony Nathan, fumble, and Detroit should come up with it. Number 79, William Gay, has the ball. Key turnover here for the Detroit Lions. They have excellent field position at the Miami 44-yard line. William Gay recovering the fumble, and Miami does not make those kind of mistakes that often.
57, Dwight Stevenson knocks number 78, Doug English, off the ball about 5 yards. It's outstanding block, and 79, William Gay, for Detroit, recovers the fumble. Look at Stevenson come off the line. He breaks him down. You don't make a better block than Dwight Stevenson just made on Doug English.
And now Detroit goes back to their single-back offense, and here is Jones. 5 yards to the 39-yard line. It'll be second down and 5 as Hugh Green makes the tackle.
It's going to be very important for Detroit now to make sure that they take advantage, number one, of the turnover and field position, and continue to give the ball to number 30.
Right at the beginning of the ballgame, they came out with a one-back offense. They ran 3 or 4 times, very successful. Then they went to two backs, play action, then they threw, and they were in trouble in that situation. Here's their strength right here. And here is Jones. Just keeps plowing. 8 yards to the 31-yard line. Brzezinski stops him, but not before he has the first down.
Hugh Green is the catalyst for this defense. Hugh Green has got to do what A.J. Dewey did for their defense. Now 30 is finding a soft spot. Number 59, Bob Brzezinski, makes the play, but not after number 87, David Lewis, the tight end, makes a key block.
5 carries now for James Jones. He's rushed for 25 yards, and here he comes again, a 5-yard average. Here he picks up about 3, maybe 4. And Hugh Green was there, number 55, along with Jackie Shipp. 2 linebackers joining to bring down James Jones.
What the single-back offense will do is keep Hugh Green and Bob Brzezinski, the 2 Miami linebackers, covered by 2 tight ends. That gives James Jones the opportunity to find any hole or soft spot across the entire line of scrimmage. So he may get the ball and cut back all day long, and he's going to run to daylight.
Now it's 2nd down and 7. Normally in this situation, an NFL team is going to be throwing. We expect them here, though, to stay running.
Yes, stay running and try to get half the yardage.
And here's Jones. And he battles to the 23-yard line. So he gets 5. It was 2nd and 7. It'll be 3rd down and 2 as Brudzinski makes the tackle along with Bud Brown.
James Jones, #1 draft choice from the University of Florida, needs to carry the ball. Great backs get better as they do this. Here he's taking a pitch out. He's now looking for the blocking. Now he just accelerates through the hole. Big, strong, picks up those extra 3 or 4 yards and knocks over the free safety, Bud Brown, number 43.
And also the clock is running. Under 8.5 minutes to go first quarter. 3rd down and 2. No score. At the Miami 23. First down. Needed 2, got 3 to the 20-yard line. Mark Brown with the tackle.
One of the things that Don Shula was worried about yesterday was his nose tackle and his 2 inside linebackers. That triangle. There's 99, George Little. Now, James is getting the ball. He turns to the inside. He just has to pick up the necessary yardage for first down, and they're inside the 20-yard line. They got a first down. They've got to capitalize, as we said earlier, on the Miami fumble.
I thought they had the first down. They're bringing the chains out for the measurement.
Now, they're measuring for it, and there they've got it clearly. Got a first down. Now it's important to make sure they come out of this drive with points. I think that had they not made it, Detroit very easily would have gone for the first down.
Check of the scoreboard. Tampa Bay 7, New England nothing first quarter. Of course, Tampa Bay, that could be an upset working. Chicago 7, Minnesota nothing first quarter, as expected. And of course, that score important to Detroit Lions fans. They mark it at the 21-yard line, first down. And play action, and Hipple will be sacked for the 2nd time in the ball game. Hugh Green got him. And I am beginning to wonder now. Hipple last week went out of the ball game with a chest bruise and back spasm, and he's just you cannot recover that quickly during the week. He's got to be bothering himself.
Well, this is a play-action pass. He really doesn't have any place to throw. What he should do right now is get rid of the ball. Hugh Green, number 55, makes the sack. But a quarterback, at that point, has to make the right decision. He lost 9 yards on that sack. The worst thing that could have happened, he could have 2nd down and 10 to go. Now he has 2nd down and almost 19 to go.
And that is Miami's 2nd sack, 2nd and 19, 30-yard line. Play action fake. Hipple rolling right, throwing, and it is complete at the 11-yard line to Leonard Thompson. Close to the first down. Bud Brown and Paul Langford were there for the defense. But this time, Hipple faked, showed play action, rolled to the right, and completed the pass to Leonard Thompson.
Eric Hipple now is faking to number 30, James Jones. Now he's coming out. He's got good protection. He's looking upfield. He finds Leonard Thompson, number 39, who's running a crossing pattern, and 43, Bud Brown, makes the tackle, and they're measuring right now, and if they have a first down, it's going to be inside the 15-yard line, but it's going to be inches short. Give the ball to big number 30, and he'll pick it up for you.
3rd down and a foot. The Lions have been outscored 48-23 in the first quarter. And the Miami defense has allowed only 7 points in the first quarter this year. All that may change immediately.
We're halfway through the first quarter, and Detroit has owned the football. Marino has yet to throw a pass.
Miami ran 3 offensive plays and fumbled. And there is Jones, first down, 8-yard line. First down and goal to go. James Jones from Fort Lauderdale and attended Florida.
James Jones now just going for short yardage. He has good vision. He was going up the field. He picked his hole to the outside and picked up another key first down. And Miami has had problems all year long. The last 2 games, they gave up 476 yards to Tampa Bay and the New York Jets.
James Jones, the #1 draft choice in 1983. He's the single back. First down, goal to go. Here's Jones. Juggles it on the exchange. Still goes to the 7. It'll be 2nd down, goal to go there as Jackie Shipp makes the tackle. Now, this close in, can you stay with that running attack because your defense does not have as much ground to cover and they can crowd you in?
Well, right now they have a second down call. I would look at this point for them to run a play-action pass or try to drop back and throw the ball into the end zone.
Jones now 10 carries, 40 yards rushing with 5:52 to go first quarter. Nichols in motion. Here's Jones to the right side. They'll string him out, and he'll pick up only a yard to the 6-yard line. Bud Brown was there. So it's now third down and goal to go at the 6. You've got to throw here because if you don't go in, you're going to go with a field goal on your last play on the fourth down.
These 80,000 people boo him right out of the stadium if they don't throw the ball now on third down. But he wants to be careful because the recovered fumble took up a lot of time, and once you get inside the 20, if you don't get the 7 points, you have to come out with a field goal, and they have Ed Murray, who has a .736 percentage, the second highest percentage in the history of the game behind Nick Lowry of Kansas City.
Alvin Ward checking the backfield. Rubik, the other tight end, comes out. Hipple, a pump fake, throws there, touchdown. Hipple to James Jones. Touchdown, Detroit lead.
Eric Hipple's going to James Jones. He's like a good football show. He can entertain you in a lot of ways. There's James Jones wide open. He ran the ball down here. Now he's caught it for a touchdown.
And the extra point is there, and Detroit is out in front by a score of 7-0.
We're not a company, but we'll give you a chance to work where there's always a challenge. We'll give you opportunities to learn, to develop, to perfect skills that you thought were beyond your reach. We'll help you build a career that can reward you for the rest of your life. We're not a company. We're your country. We're the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines. We're the Armed Forces. It's a great place to start.
America's favorite pastime returns to NBC as the nation's top rollers battle it out for Bowler of the Year honors. Join Jay Randolph and Bowler of the Decade Earl Anthony for the PBA Fall Tour next Saturday on NBC.
Dan Marino has not thrown a pass, and we have 5:37 left to go. First quarter, Detroit leads 7-0, and Ed Murray will be kicking off. The deep back on the return, the #1 draft choice from Florida, Lorenzo Hampton. At the 5-yard line, 10, 15. Good return, flag is down. The return to the 33-yard line, a return of about 27 yards, but they'll bring that back. Usually in this case, it's blocking from behind. John Bostic made the tackle for the Lions. No, it's going to be holding against the Dolphins. So Miami has not shown any offense thus far. They've had the fumble recovered by William Gay. And Detroit capitalized on that, moving in from 44 yards out in 11 plays. Steve Clark called for holding and will place the ball back at the 15-yard line. First down. Reno with Woody Bennett and Tony Nathan in the backfield. Matt Moore and Mark Clayton split away as wide receivers. Play action. With pressure. Reno steps away, throws, drop. On target to Mark Clayton. It was a gain at that point of 18 yards and a first down.
Charlie, he would have run a bunch had he made that catch. Marino showed that good athletic ability. He's dropping back now to pass. Play action fake. Now watch him step up in the pocket, avoid the rush. Now find number 83, Mark Clayton. He hits him between the 8 and the 3, and he would have ran a bunch, maybe to the midfield on that drop.
Second down and 10. Hampton in the backfield now. And Woody Bennett, the first back through. Gains 5 to the 20, so it'll be third down and 5 as Angelo King makes the tackle. Let's look at the standings. In the AFC East, with Miami and the New York Jets tied for the lead, the record of 5-2. New England 4-3, Indianapolis 2-5, Buffalo 1-6. And the Jets are hosting Seattle. They are scoreless in the first quarter. The Jets have never defeated Seattle. And some teams just own other teams, and they do.
They've beaten 7 straight times.
Third down and 5, 6 to the secondary for Detroit. And Marino operates from the shotgun against the 4-man rush. Throws high, tipped, and is incomplete. Tipped by John Bostic. Bobby Watkins was trying to get there in time to pick up the interception, and he couldn't. And Joe Rose, the intended receiver.
Miami is not playing the way they played before. They're self-destructing. They're dropping passes. Here we are in a shotgun. He's got good protection. He steps up into the pocket. He's thrown to Joe Rose, number 80, for a first down. And Joe Rose makes those catches after 42. John Bostic makes the tackle.
Reggie Roby will be kicking. Second in the AFC in average. That's third in the entire NFL. And he'll be kicking to Pete Manley. And Manley last week a 63-yard punt return for a touchdown against the 49ers. Good kick. Manley at the 32. And he's wrapped up at the 47-yard line. So he returns it for 15 yards. Detroit has the ball, and they have good field position. Bruce Hardy makes the tackle. We'll be back in a moment.
In the past, you saw a big Ford 4x4 pickup carry a Chevy pickup up this monster mountain of boulders. But now we're going to top ourselves by carrying a Chevy and towing a Dodge pickup up the same mountain. Because this year, Ford has the most powerful lineup of V8 engines, gas and diesel, of any pickup. And only Ford has independent front suspension for ground-grabbing traction. No wonder they're America's best-selling full-size pickups. The best-built American...
November to remember, when the starting gate snaps open, hoofs thunder and hearts pound at the Breeders' Cup. 7 championship races, the richest event in the sport of kings. Live from New York, America's Day at the Races, the Breeders' Cup. A November to remember on NBC.
The Breeders' Cup starting off that November to remember here on NBC. Be sure to be with us. Here's an offensive change. Larry Lee, number 64, replacing Don Greco at right guard. Roby's punt, 48 yards. Return officially 16 yards by Pete Manley. And the ball is at the 48-yard line. And here's Alvin Moore. And Moore to the Miami 48-yard line. That's a gain of 4, so it will be second down and 6 as Doug Betters makes the tackle. Today's telecast, presented by authority of the National Football League, intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Detroit Lions and the National Football League is prohibited.
They're in a single back now, but they're doing with Alvin Moore. James Jones is getting a rest on the sideline.
Second down and 6. Oh, here's a little mystery. There are no remaining backs here.
I think they're going to throw.
I think so. If they're not, we've got a scoop. It goes deep, and it is incomplete to Alvin Moore. But there was indecision. That was a mistake, I think. William Judson is the cover.
It looked to me like 24 Alvin Moore was involved in this because he was on a 3-receiver side. They were trying to isolate number 24 Alvin Moore, but Miami secondary responded to it. That was very interesting for Detroit to go into the no-back offense on that particular play.
So it is third down. And now Miami expects him to throw. They have 5 in the secondary. But Hipple is not too agile today. And he has pressure, gets it off, pass is complete, first down, 40-yard line. It's Mark Nickel. Paul Langford makes the tackle, but Detroit is the first down.
Hipple's dropping straight back. He's got a one-on-one with Nichols, 86, on 44. Paul Langford makes a nice catch. Number 86 for another key first down. And The pressure's coming from the outside. 55, Hugh Green. 75 is being blocked by number 70, Keith Joining, and they've got good protection.
Moore, he wants to throw. It's a terrible pass. Oh. Rubik, the intended receiver. Blackwood was there for the defense. The pass was out of bounds. That was terrible.
I think Alvin Moore forgot to lick his fingers because that was a terrible pass.
Let's go back to James Jones and the one-back offense. That has been the success story so far. You said it at the top of the show. We now have 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the first quarter. When they run James Jones from the single back, they're successful. Nothing else really has worked.
That play, I think you outsmart yourself. If you want to throw the ball, let Eric Hipple do it. If you're going to run the football, which I think you should do, give it to number 30, as we said all along.
2nd and 10. Here is Jones. And he battles his way for 9 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 1, maybe a yard and a half. Brudzinski makes the tackle at the 32-yard line, so it'll be 3rd down and 2.
This is a delayed play. He'll step to the left because he wants to pick up his blockers. Now he turns up inside. There's 75, Lomas Brown. He doesn't do very much. That was just a very fine hole, and James Jones found it. There's Zorney now, number 70, number 1 draft choice from Penn State, who's doing a lot of blocking for James Jones and opening up some big holes on that side against 75. Doug Vetters, a former Pro Bowler.
And Miami thus far has run only 7 plays, including a punt. And here's Jones, 1st down, 26-yard line. Gain of 6, flag is down. Brudzinski with the tackle.
And it looks like a holding penalty.
It will be against the Detroit Lions. In this kind of ball game against a team with the Miami Dolphins caliber, they cannot afford to make those mistakes.
Well, it's another key 1st down inside the 30-yard line.
Illegal use of the hands. Number 87 on the offense. It's still 3rd down.
That's tight end David Lewis. So the down goes over. The play comes back with the penalty. The ball at the 42-yard line. So it is 3rd down and 12.
That's David Lewis, 87. And what he did is he extended his hands and illegally used them on a running play. Now he's wondering if he was the guy that was accused. He's in a state of flux right there. But they caught him, and it was key because they had a key 1st down, as we said.
And he was making the motion to Chuck Hebling, the referee. Said, was it me? Was it me? What did I do? He didn't realize that, that he got the hands extended. It's 3rd down and 12. After throw. Here's Hipple. The pump fake drills this one. Pass is complete to Nichols. Fumble. It is picked up and down the sideline, but they may have blown it dead. That's Manley. The officials are going to bring it back at the 32-yard line. Robert Sowell was there for the Miami defense. They're going to spot the ball at the 32. That's a gain of 10. It'll be 4th down and 2, and Ed Murray will come in with a field goal attempt.
Miami was in a 3-man line, and so you can see the coverage they have. 5 people underneath and 2 secondary supporting it. They throw the ball. It's just not enough for 1st down to 86, Mark Nichols. Now they're kicking the field goal, which is a wise thing to do.
From 50 yards away, and it is good.
A little confusion can be fun, but not when you're looking at long-distance phone companies. Because all companies aren't the same, you have to watch out for the unexpected. No operator service and no service from many small towns. Different levels of transmission quality and no immediate credit for wrong numbers. Only one company comes with no surprises. AT&T. The more you hear, the better we sound.
AT&T, the right choice.
Ford Escort is the world's best-selling car. Nobody can seem to catch it. Escort outsells Nissan Sentra, Honda Civic, and Toyota Tercel by nearly 2 to 1 or more. And with its more powerful engine, Escort could make the gap even wider. So while Ford Escort continues to be the world's best-selling car, the competition somehow seems to miss the boat.
Get 8.8 financing on 4- and 5-speed manual transmission Ford Escorts now.
Every day, we face a simple truth. The world is getting more and more complex. Technology from a company called TRW helps find patterns in complexity. It gives us perspective. So at the world, it's a little simpler to understand. Tomorrow is taking shape at a company called TRW.
This fall, NBC Sports has a November to remember with the network premiere of the Kapalua International. One of the world's richest tournaments has drawn the always unpredictable Lee Trevino and an international field of golfers to the beautiful shores of Maui. The Kapalua International makes it a November to remember on NBC.
1 minute and 13 seconds. That is the time remaining. First quarter, and Detroit is out in front of Miami by a score of 10-0. Ed Murray, who will be kicking off his longest field goal of the year from 50 yards away. Lorenzo Hampton is the deep back on the return. And this is sailed into the end zone. It'll be down 5 yards deep. And Miami will go to work for the third time in the ball game, this time at their own 20-yard line, first down. They ran 3 plays. The third was a fumble. They ran 4 and out, the fourth being a kick. And don't forget, NBC will be back here in the Silverdome on Thanksgiving afternoon for the 46th Thanksgiving Day Classic. It all started here in Detroit in 1934. They did not play, of course, during the war years. 14 times it was Detroit and Green Bay. That's what everybody remembers when you go back to Thanksgiving. This time, the Jets, Detroit, Merlin Olsen, and Dick Enberg will be here for NBC Sports. So be sure to bring an extra turkey leg along and sit down in front of the television set and watch Dick and Merlin work. Quick screen outside, passes complete to Clayton. And Clayton goes from the 20 to the 24-yard line, maybe the 25. Angelo King makes the tackle.
Whatever thoughts Miami had of running the football are over right now. That was a quick screen to Mark Clayton, and I think what they want to do right now is to get a look at the stat in the first quarter. I think the Lions have achieved their goal. 11:51 to 2 minutes. They wanted to do there, getting back to Mark Clayton, is just complete a pass and get the rhythm back into their offense.
Second down and 5. Reno throws, and this one is caught at the 45-yard line. Nat Moore with a comeback pattern at the 45. A gain of 20 on the first down. Bruce McNorton makes the tackle. First down in the ball game for Miami.
Well, when you're judging quarterbacks about the strength of their arm, you don't judge them any better than Marino completing that pass. Although it was about 18 to 21 yards upfield, it's about a 44-yard pass when you take into consideration the depth and the width of the pass.
And time runs out. That is the end of the first quarter. Detroit leads it 10-0.
When you're 100% pure beef.
Jones, Sam Rutigliano. Sam, this is the game day program that you get at the... And look what's inside. Can we see? It's an article on our leader, Ted Nathanson. It's a very good one. And Ted, of course, the coordinating producer and also the outstanding director, will be directing here on Thanksgiving Day, also the Super Bowl. And I worked with Ted first time 21 years ago when I first came to NBC. And the nicest thing is that the first time I was in New York is that he took me out to dinner. You know, and he included me. And I've always remembered that. Thank you, Ted. Ted's here observing today. And Lorenzo Hampton is observing the artificial surface as he is really upended.
Miami has to get something going right now on this drive. They've got good field position. Marino's going to pitch the ball, hand the ball off to 27, Lorenzo Hampton. He follows his blocking, goes up inside, and follows a good block by number 61, Roy Foster.
And it's 2nd and 6 at the Miami 49-yard line. Reno, quick pop, tight end, over the middle. It's Dan Johnson, fumble. Detroit dives for it. The official is going to say no, that Dan Johnson did not have possession. It was not a catch. It's an incomplete pass. Demetrius Johnson was there for Detroit.
That's the third drop pass for Marino, and they haven't had the ball for 3 minutes totally.
What causes drop passes?
There's the stats right there, which is unbelievable. Time of possession, and Detroit's plan now couldn't be working better. Marino is not on the field when Detroit's on offense.
I'll come back to that question. What causes drop passes?
Concentration, lack of concentration. The receiver is not concentrating on the ball.
3rd down and 6. Reno fires a sliding reception by Joe Rose. Has it at the 30-yard line. 21 yards on the play. William Graham with the tackle. Now let's go to Bob Costas for an update, NFL 85.
Charlie, on the pregame show, Pete Axtome suggested this might be the week for Tampa Bay. Well, watch this play. Keith Browner, one of the 3 Browner brothers in the NFL, recovers the Grogan fumble. Moments later, James Wilder scored from the 1. Earlier, DeBerg had hit Giles for a TD. It's 14-0 Bucks.
14 upset Sunday. It's here again. It is working at the Silverdome right now. Detroit leading, and of course working there with a score that Mond just gave it. Here's Hampton. Off of the left side to the 26-yard line. It was a first down at the Detroit 30. So it'll be second down and 6. Angelo King makes the tackle at the 26, along with Kurt Ellerman. Angelo King starting at right linebacker in place of Mike Cofer. Cofer coming up with that broken hip in practice. When he was leaping over a player, came down, jammed it. It bothered him a little. Didn't really notice that night until he was watching television at home and started to get up, and he couldn't get up. I told him I had that problem all the time. Here's Tony Nathan. Nathan jumping to the outside. This leans at the last possible moment to the 20-yard line. Ellerman had a hold of him, and it could well be another first down.
Tony Nathan has been the big man at the big time for the Dolphins this year. He caught 2 key passes in their victory last week against Tampa Bay. It's a draw play. He fakes it to Woody Bennett, 34. Now Nathan bounces to the outside. Look at the block at 34. He blocks number 79, then comes off and blocks 95, Kurt Ellerman. Woody Bennett made 2 great blocks on that particular play.
At the Detroit 20-yard line, 12:20 time remaining first half. Here's Marino. Over the middle, this one is caught. What happened?
It must have been too much time because they negated the play right away.
No. The pass was complete. Demetrius Johnson was trying to pull down Mark Clayton, and everything stopped.
Maybe all the officials didn't have their whistles in their mouth.
No, that is strange.
We haven't gotten a call on it right now because apparently it's second down. They're going to repeat the play. Detroit came in with a nickel defense, which gives them a 4-man rush and good coverage. 5 or 6 defensive backs.
Was it incomplete? No, it was first and 10. Now it says second and 10. I really don't understand. What happened? Hampton for a yard. Eric Williams for the defense. Was the ball dropped? It could have been, and we were screened off from it. I simply did not see it. We'll go back to the replay.
Marino's sitting in the pocket now. He's going to deliver the ball. It looks like it's a completion. Nope. It hits his right hand and goes to the ground. It's an incompleted pass.
And I never did see the ball. Oh, it came up in his arms. Okay, I never did see it hit the ground. My mistake.
Let's watch Mark Clayton, number 83.
3rd and 9. Reno has time. End zone. Flag is down. Rose has it. But there's a marker on the play at the 12-yard line.
It's going to be a touchdown. They had a penalty against number 27, Bobby Watkins, against 83, Mark Clayton.
And Miami is on the board.
They're doubling both the outside receivers. Here's a man who sees everything. He was going to go to Mark Clayton, but he finds Joe Rose right in the middle of the defense. It's pretty good coverage, but Joe Rose jumps right in front of Alvin Hall, number 35, for the touchdown. There's Dan Marino again, having outstanding vision of seeing the entire field, and he found Rose right in the middle of the defense, and they broke a double zone defense where the hole is right in the middle.
And Miami moved on the drive a total of 80 yards. Uves with Strock holding, but flags go down before the ball is snapped. It's Detroit 10, Miami 6 with the extra point still to come. 80-yard drive in 10 plays. A 19-yard touchdown pass from Marino to Rose.
Encroachment, number 79 on the defense.
That's William Gay.
The penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
For Dan Marino, that is his 12th touchdown pass of the season, and for Joe Rose, his second touchdown reception. And the drive took 4 minutes and 38 seconds. Here's the extra point, and it is good. It is Detroit 10 and Miami 7 with 11:29 to go, second quarter.
Neither snow, nor rain, nor heat, nor gloom of night stays the Audi all-wheel drive 4000 CS.
Today's game is brought to you by the 1986 Volkswagen. It's not a car, it's a Volkswagen. By Castrol, the motor oil engineered for smaller cars. And by Honda All-Terrain Vehicles, inventors of the ATC 3-wheeler and 4-track 4-wheeler. This is Charlie Jones, Sam Retigliano with 11:29. That is the time remaining in the first half, and Miami finally got that offense uncranked, and it's a 10-7 ball game. Detroit leads it. Bays will be kicking off for the Dolphins, and the deep back on the return is Alvin Hall. He's in the middle with Carl Bland and Pete Manley off on the wings. And this will be taken at the 10-yard line by Manley. Manley to the 20 to 25. Needed a block. He returns to the 35-yard line. One more block, and he might have gone all the way. Mac Moore of the Dolphins makes the tackle.
Manley returned the punt last week for touchdown, 63 yards, and that's what he needed to find that opening, and it gives you a tremendous amount of confidence as a return man.
26 yards on this return, and Detroit has excellent field position to start this drive at their own 35-yard line. Again, they go back to the one-back offense with James Jones. Jones to the 38-yard line, a gain of 3, so it'll be second down and 7 as Mark Brown makes the tackle. Let's check the scoreboard. We've got a lot of scores, so we'll give you a quick rundown of everything else that's going on today. No score between the Jets and Seattle, second quarter. Denver way out in front of Kansas City, second quarter. Chicago leading Minnesota, but it's close. The margin is 3. Washington 14, Cleveland nothing. St. Louis leading Houston. Houston still with their problems. Atlanta in front of Dallas Cowboys having first quarter problems. Tampa Bay 14, New England 3 in the second quarter. Little play action fake. Hipple wants to go deep. And the pass is complete to his tight end, David Lewis. First down at the Miami 42-yard line. Glenn Blackwood makes the tackle along with Paul Langford.
The single back is going to help him, and we've talked enough about that. But play-action passes will help because Miami's trying to run to defend the run. Now, Hipple gives him a lot of time, and he finds 87 right in the middle of the zone. David Lewis and 47 and 44 finally makes the tackle, Paul Langford, the corner. But they're going to have to throw a play-action pass to mix in with the good run offense.
And a gain of 20 yards just inside the Miami 43. And here's Jones again. Dives to the 39-yard line. That's a gain of 4. James Jones now has carried the ball 14 times, has 56 yards rushing, and we still have 9.5+ minutes to go in the first half. Mark Brown with the last tackle. Buffalo leading Philadelphia 10-0. That's the second quarter score. And Indianapolis 7, Green Bay 0 in the first quarter.
Is there anybody that's safe in this league on any given Sunday?
You made a statement earlier, the best team always doesn't win on Sunday. Some teams win a lot, some teams don't win at all, but it looks like the upsets are underway once again. And here is Alvin Moore for Detroit. Doug Betters with the tackle. Detroit leading here by a score of 10-7 over the Miami Dolphins, and the Dolphins, of course, favored coming into the ballgame.
Don Shula said it yesterday on the field during their practice. He was very concerned about his 2 inside linebackers and his nose tackle. And they're gaining a lot of yards running the football. And the 2 inside linebackers are Jackie Shipp, Mark Brown, and the nose tackle is Mike Charles.
Third down 5. Hipple has completed 5 of 7. 60-yard throw, including the touchdown pass. This one's complete. First down is Leonard Thompson. He'll score. Hipple to Thompson, 38 yards.
Wow, that's what you call hitting a receiver, number 39, Leonard Thompson, when he's got it in high gear. And no one even made an attempt to try to stop him, and he went in for the touchdown.
Ed Murray with the extra point. And Detroit again leads by 10, 17-7.
We're not a company, but we recognize potential. We develop it. We use it. We'll make sure that as your responsibility grows, so will you. As your ability for leadership grows, so will you. Working with us, you'll gain self-confidence, become a person with a future. We're not a company. We're your country. We're the Marines, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force. We're the armed forces. It's a great place to start.
You know, more people trust Midas for the values they get in mufflers, shocks, and brakes. The value of a free inspection. The value of a written estimate. And best of all, the value of a good deal, like this.
Get STP's famous oil treatment, son of a gun protector, and money-saving STP coupons free when you have any Midas product installed. It's another value that'll help your car inside and out. Hurry, this offer won't last forever.
Trust the Midas touch.
Volkswagen Golf for German-engineered handling and performance.
That's funny. I bought the Golf for its durability.
I don't believe this. We bought the Golf for its space.
Are they crazy? We bought the Golf for its price.
Golf. It's not a car. It's a Volkswagen.
I bought a Golf, and I'm not even in the commercial.
Game day. The NFL 85 locker room. Meet Pete Axtell, our own prognosticator and pundit, here preparing his picks of the week. Though his calls can be controversial, you'll always get predictions with a point of view from Pete Axtell, part of the team that's putting the fun back in football.
A 65-yard drive in 5 plays, and a trivia note, Detroit is trying to become the first team in NFL history to defeat back-to-back at home the previous year's Super Bowl play teams.
Does that give them any kind of a credibility to go to the Super Bowl this week?
I know. Maybe only for this week, but it's a long year. But they beat the 49ers last week. Joe Carter bobbles the ball, picks it up, and returns still, though, to the 23-yard line. And Alvin Hall makes the tackle at the 23. Let's go back to that touchdown.
Hipple got good protection. He sets in the pocket. Now you got man coverage. There's Leonard Thompson being covered man-to-man by number 28. It looks like McNeil, and no one touches him. When you have man-to-man coverage, you're not going to get any help from anybody on top. He's crossing the field. Now he hits him right in the numbers. He's second gear. He doesn't break stride. And Leonard Thompson, 11-year veteran, goes right into the end zone.
The last time Miami had the ball, they moved 80 yards, did 10 plays. And Reno comes out throwing now to Nat Moore. Bobby Watkins makes the tackle, the line of scrimmage, the 23-yard line. And we got officials calling a timeout. And they're going to say it's second down the ball at the 33. There's the scoring drive. Hipple to Thompson. Eric Hipple, bruised chest, bad back and all, has thrown 2 touchdown passes to James Jones and now to Leonard Thompson. And for Thompson, the first touchdown that he has scored this year. Second down and under a foot. And here's the first down as Woody Bennett just rolls to the 48-yard line. 15 yards. William Graham with the tackle. First down, Miami.
There had to be a big block on Doug English, the nose tackle. Oh, he fakes it out. Stevenson stands up like a pass, and 78 Doug English moves to his left and left the hole wide open. He put too much pressure. Doug English put too much pressure on his 2 inside linebackers. It was a very cute move by the center, Dwight Stevenson.
Miami just outside their own 48-yard line. Detroit leads it 17-7 with 7:17 left to go second quarter. Marino throws far side. Pass is complete and out of bounds is Mark Clayton and should have the first down. They'll mark it at the Detroit, just outside the Detroit 41. Johnson and McNorton were there for the Lions. First down.
I don't think Detroit should score too quickly because it gives Miami the ball back. And you saw on that play, as I pointed out early, what a strong arm Marino has. That's a 14-yard pass, but it's actually 44 yards when you look at it in depth and width.
Marino has completed 6 of 10 for 84 yards and a touchdown. And here's Tony Nathan. Nathan, first down, 27-yard line. 14 yards and a first down. Angelo King with the tackle.
Nathan is the second back through, number 22. Gets a good block by 34 Woody Bennett, and he breaks him clean. Now, what Detroit has to do is they cannot allow Miami to score too quickly. They've got to make them lead a little bit because Miami has tremendous scoring power.
First down. They mark it to Detroit 26-yard line. Time of possession still 2-1 plus for the Lions. And Marino to throw. It is tipped at the line of scrimmage. It is incomplete. But what Sam, you said earlier in the season, time of possession is only important if you're in prison.
Well, I think there's an exception to everything. Right now, the time of possession is very important because we said earlier, when Detroit has the ball, Marino's not in the game. Yeah. And you can see right now it's very evident that Marino can move this football team.
6 minutes and 26 seconds. That is the time remaining in the first half. Detroit 17, Miami 7. Eric Hipple, 2 touchdown passes. Ed Murray, a 50-yard field goal. Marino to Rose, 19 yards, Miami's previous touchdown. Here's Marino with pressure, throws, and the pass is complete to Tony Nathan. And Nathan is inside the 15-yard line to the 14-yard line as King and McNorton make the stop. A gain of 12 and a first down.
Tony Nathan has been the big man all year long. There's Mark Duper in the press box watching the game, and Tony Nathan has taken up a lot of slack after the Dolphins lost Mark Duper. He had hurt his knee and was coming back and strained the hamstring trying to get ready for this game.
So he was expected earlier in the week possibly to be activated. He was not. Tom Vigorito was activated. And here's Woody Bennett. A first down at the 14-yard line. And Kurt Allman at the 11. A gain of 3. Let's mark it to 10. It'll be second down and 6. We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network.
Your attention, please. Go for it. WDIV, Detroit.
This is Charlie Jones, Sam Ratigliano. 5 minutes, 15 seconds. Time remaining second quarter. Detroit leading Miami 17-7, but Miami on the move. Second and 6 at the Detroit 10-yard line. Here's Marino to throw. Fires this one. Passes. Good fake by Mark Clayton. He caught the pass, but the head fake cut back inside. Demetrius Johnson hit him, but he took Johnson for 3 or 4 yards.
And Detroit had tremendous pressure on Marino. But again, he has that vision and that sight and a quick release to a delay to Mark Clayton. Most quarterbacks would have been sacked in that situation, and now they have a first down inside the 5-yard line. There's Mark Duper looking on again, and I'm sure he would like to be in this football game.
First down goal to go just outside the 2. Miami earlier in the half moved 80 yards in 10 plays. Now trying to move 77 yards in 9 plays. And Nathan will lose 3 back to the 5. It'll be second down and goal to go. Bruce McNorton was there to cut him down.
Terrific play by number 29, McNorton. One of the things you have to do in short yardage inside the 5-yard line as an offense is prevent penetration. Now the fullback 34 needs to block him, Woody Bennett. See, he misses the block right there. 29 has excellent penetration, and it's an outstanding play in this particular situation.
Marino has completed 8 of 13, 104 yards and a touchdown. And he has second down goal to go at the 5.
Watch Tony Nathan, number 22. Marino needs to get 11 players on the field.
Bruce Hardy, the tight end, was late. Timing pattern is there to Nat Moore. He could have done it with 10 minutes. 13th touchdown pass for Dan Marino this year.
and Dan Marino basically did it with 10 men on the field. What he did was he just about got the snap, and the ball was up. And he never gave the corner an opportunity to recover. The ball is up now. One step, the ball is up to the outside, and the corner cannot recover. Nat Moore catches over to the outside, and really, number 29, Bruce McNaughton, had difficulty covering that, and it was because of Dan Marino's quick release.
3:31, that is the time remaining in the first half, as once again Miami pulls within 3 of Detroit. 17-14. We'll be back with a kickoff.
Presenting.
This is Charlie Jones and Sam Ritigliano. We mentioned at the top of the show that Don Shula started as assistant coach in the NFL in 1960 here in Detroit.
He was the defensive coordinator for George Wilson here.
That's what he looks like. That's what he looked like then.
Well, I could tell you right now, Charlie, that's what happens when you coach in the National Football League. But look how beautiful you look after 26 years as a broadcaster.
No, I would say Shula has aged better than I have. There he is. He looks just exactly like the photo. The hair is a little, it's sun-bleached. It's sun-bleached, and there's the picture. Now, that was 1960. That's 25 years ago.
He may look the same, but I'll guarantee you one thing. He doesn't feel the same.
No, he really hasn't aged that much.
Well, he's the chairman of the board. He's done enough winning not to age.
Is that what happened?
You're looking at somebody that aged fast.
Detroit now from their own 20-yard line, first down. Detroit leading by 3, 17-14. And here is James Jones. And Jones leans to the 24-yard line. He'll have 4, second down and 6. Hugh Green with the tackle. Now, we had a report last time Miami had the ball that Jones has a pinched nerve in his arm and would return. But we just kind of mentioned that to set the scene in case something happens to the arm later. I believe it's his left.
I'm sure James Jones paid no attention to that report. Keith Thorney, number 70, the right tackle for the Detroit Lions, is doing some outstanding blocking against Doug Betters, number 75, the defensive end of Miami.
Second down and 6. And here is Jones. And leading the way is Rich Stringer. And Hugh Green again is there for the defense.
Hugh Green made a great play on that trap. Number 64, Larry Lee, was trapping Hugh Green, and he actually trapped him, and Green came behind the trap. Outstanding tackle, because that play would have gone for a lot more yardage.
Third down and 3, the ball just outside the 27-yard line. And we're moving on the 2-minute mark, time remaining in the first half. Detroit with the ball and a 3-point lead. Play action to Jones. Here's pressure on Hipple. Wobbly pass back to Jones. Jones is hit, fumbles the ball out of bounds. He was brought down by Jackie Schiff. They'll mark it out at the 31-yard line. If they do, it's a first down. And with that play, we arrive at the 2-minute mark. We've got a timeout. We'll be back in a moment.
The new German-engineered Volkswagen Golf. We made it fast. We made it agile. We made it big. And at this price, we may have made it hard to buy just one. Golf. It's not a car. It's a Volkswagen.
It's supercharged. The new Energizer AA battery.
From Energizer Science comes the longest-lasting Energizer AA ever made. No other battery can outlast it. It's supercharged.
It's America's newest bundle of energy.
When you've got to go in ice and snow, you're going to go with Prestone.
Driving just 10,000 miles on weak, neglected antifreeze can leave a radiator looking this bad, while the Prestone radiator looks this good.
America goes with Prestone.
This fall, millions of people will change their antifreeze, but not their radiator hoses. It's an easy mistake to make, because hoses can look good outside even when they're wearing out inside. So put in Quality Gates hoses the next time you change antifreeze. Because if your hoses go, your car won't.
NFL plays here, America.
First up, heads north to frosty Foxborough and a cold reception as the Dolphins meet the Patriots. Then the Silver and Black will be looking to make mincemeat of Seattle's Crown Chuck as the Raiders battle the Seahawks.
The NFL plays here on NBC. The action starts with NFL 85.
We're back in the Silverdome. Now, Keith Dorney has been out at offensive right tackle. He went in the locker room. Rich Stringer had replaced him. Stringer with a key block a moment ago. Now, Dorney, during the timeout, came out of the locker room, came back onto the field, and Stringer has come out. And it was an X-ray of his toe, and it was negative. That is the report that we have. First down for Detroit. Just shy of their own 31-yard line. 2 minutes to go first half, and Detroit leads by 3, 17-14, and here's James Jones. 34-yard line, gain of 3, second down 7, and Hugh Green makes the tackle. Now, Hugh said last week that he had a worst game of his professional career. He's playing very well today.
Well, Schuler said yesterday they needed a leader on defense to replace A.J. Dewey, and I think that Hugh Green is that one. You know, if you have that one outstanding player on defense, like a communicable disease, it can spread in either direction, and the other 10 pick up, and they become infectious.
34-yard line, second down and 7, and of course, Miami gave up a number 1 and a number 2 draft choice in 1986 for Hugh Green. And he is what they call an impact player, play action. He makes an impact in the game. Pass is complete, far side, out of bounds. It's Leonard Thompson, first down Detroit. At their own 45-yard line, gain of 11 on a first down. William Judson had the coverage on Leonard Thompson, who has caught a touchdown pass in the ballgame.
Very important now. They're up around midfield. They have 3 timeouts left, and they have Eddie Murray on the bench, who just kicked a 50-plus yard field goal.
50, right on 50.
50-yard field goal, right on the money. So it's going to be important for them right now. Don't worry about the touchdown. Fine if you get it, but let's get into field goal range. And utilize your timeout. Utilize your timeout.
And be sure to stay with us at halftime for NFL 85. First down, Detroit at their own 45. Here's play action. Here's Thompson. Thompson a head fake and leads forward to the Miami 45-yard line. Paul Langford was there for Miami and could well be another first down. And Detroit takes a timeout. We stop the clock with 58 seconds left to go in the first half. We'll be back in just a moment.
Stay on top, quick feet. That's good for man, I tell you. Now, that's close to get the hang of it. So is that smokeless tobacco, Walt.
Go long cut now. It's real easy to use. Let's give it a try. Long cut means it packs easy, so it stays put between the sheet and gun.
Not moving around.
Yep, the Skull Long Cut makes it real easy to enjoy tobacco without lighting up.
Got a nice taste to it.
And it comes in wintergreen or mint. Easy to use, great taste. That's Skull Long Cut.
It's as easy as falling off a log. Walt?
58 seconds to go in the first half, and a lot of action on the Detroit sideline.
There's Eric Hipple talking to his right to Dow Rogers, the head coach. But Joe Ferguson is right in the middle. And I spent some time in the locker room yesterday with Eric Hipple and Joe Ferguson. And Joe Ferguson is really the consummate backup player. He is actually happy in that role, and he's very much involved in helping Eric Hipple. And Joe Ferguson, as you know, was a 13-year veteran. And the big plus side to it, he's a University of Arkansas graduate, Charlie.
I'm glad that you mentioned that. My alma mater.
Joe Ferguson is really an all-pro in this offense right now, trying to help Eric Hipple.
And by the way, today's telecast is going throughout the state of Arkansas, so he has a lot of friends watching. Alvin Moore going for the first down to the 42-yard line. He has 3, and it is a first down for Detroit. They still have 2 timeouts remaining, and we're counting down now from 46 seconds. So they take a timeout. I do not understand this. I thought that Thompson would go to the sideline a minute ago, and here they would be throwing rather than running. So in reality, they have wasted 2 timeouts.
Well, they ran then, and so they had to call a timeout. Now they have 1 timeout left. You have to save that for the field goal, but if they complete a pass in the middle of the field, they're going to have to utilize that last timeout. I don't understand the run call on that play. Now they're talking to Bob Baker, their offensive coordinator, who has the glasses on, and Joe Ferguson is doing a lot of talking to Eric Hipple right now. The thing they're going to have to do is get the ball upfield.
About 10 yards.
About 10 yards, call a timeout, bring Ed Murray in, and attempt the field goal.
Now, program note, next Sunday, join NBC Sports for an exciting football doubleheader. The first game most of you will see, a battle in the East. New England Patriots take on the Miami Dolphins, and Miami's always had trouble at New England. Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Buffalo, Kansas City, Houston. Those games also the first half of the doubleheader. Second half of the doubleheader, the Los Angeles Raiders against the Seattle Seahawks. Most of you to see that game. I'll be joining Merlin Olsen as Dick Enberg will be at the Breeders' Cup. Denver, San Diego, the Jets in Indianapolis. That is all next week here on NBC. Your team plays here, so kick off with NBC Sports.
Got to get the ball to Mark Nichols, 86, or Lennon Thompson, number 39.
Little play action fake. Hipple throws, far side, pass is complete at the 30-yard line. That'll be a first down in field goal range. Ben Blackwood was there. It is David Lewis, the tight end.
They've got to go to a no-huddle offense right now. He's got to get his offense on the line of scrimmage, get him set, call out the play to either side. Now make sure, if you complete the pass, that you call a timeout.
Oh, I'm surprised he didn't just step back and throw it away to stop the clock. He almost got in trouble.
Because had he taken a sack, Eric Hipple, had he taken a sack, it would have really hurt their field goal range. They're getting a signal right now from the offensive coordinator. See, Hipple right now has got pressure. What he should do right now is get rid of the football. And he does. He just throws the ball away.
I thought, though, when he came back, you'd throw it away, stop the clock, go to the huddle, regroup, and you still have plenty of time. There's still 20 seconds left, but they only have one timeout.
Again, they have to be very concerned right now about the completed pass and calling the timeout.
Hipple has completed 10 of 13, 132 yards, 2 touchdowns. He throws this one complete and he scores! Mark Nichols! Hipple's third touchdown pass.
There's Hipple who doesn't see it. Let's watch Hipple now. He completed the pass, and he's a cheerleader, and he's an official right now, and he's excited. He's been a much maligned quarterback here at Detroit, and there's Mark Nichols, the #1 draft choice, who's finally starting to pay off.
Hipple to hold. Here's the snap. Ed Murray with the extra point. It is good. And it is Detroit 24, Miami 14. So obviously the offense knew what they were doing. They were setting up the touchdown and not the field goal.
I'm very surprised about man coverage for Mark Nichols to cross. Number 44 is chasing him, and when you have man-to-man coverage, and 86 beats him there, if you complete that pass across the field, you're not going to have any help on top. It's an old adage in the National Football League. Crossing patterns against man-to-man coverage are going to give you big plays, and that's the second big play. The first came with Leonard Thompson against Don McNeil, and now another one, Mark Nichols against Paul Langford. And there's Darryl Rogers now talking to Eric Hipple. A couple of good plays.
And for Detroit, an 80-yard drive in 10 plays. And the Lions lead the Dolphins by 10 points with 13 seconds left in the first half.
That was Chuck Studley with the headset, the defensive coordinator, talking to Don Shula about the call and what was going on. That's Chuck Studley, the defensive right now, upset. You can see right now, he's not talking about what he's going to have for dinner tonight. But we have a football game now because Miami's got the great scoring. Detroit has been able to score.
Lorenzo Hampton 2 yards deep. Well, remains at 13 seconds because in the last 2 minutes of either play, the end zone not being part of the field of play. So now Marino and the Dolphins will go to work at their own 20-yard line with 13 seconds and 3 timeouts. You go deep immediately to see if you can get something going, then take a timeout and work with it, and if nothing happens, you just run out the clock and go to halftime.
If you're going to try to get in any kind of a score, which is difficult at this point with the time allotment, you throw deep, hoping to make an outstanding catch or have play. Schuler right comes across. Points.
And the last 2 weeks, the defense has given up 400.
2 games. Had the ball over.
3 wide receivers. Goes back to the other. Yard line. As this half comes to an official close. And it's halftime.
miles. Idea.
Galvanized. The steel coat.
All right. Here at halftime, Seattle and the Jets, they're coming up to halftime at the Met. Like the Jets would tie the game at $18 passes this season, 8 of them for touchdowns, and that makes it 7-0. On the half, the Jets. They just hit. Seattle leads it by a score of 4. Five times in the first. Their fourth in a row. The score at this point. Gerald Wilhite scored 2 touchdowns for the Broncos. The rest of the game, Randy to 10-7, but not for long. Still in the second quarter, Eric Hipple, who's all banged up, but managed to... Leonard Thompson. Field, and there you see Bruce Hardy. He arrives in the nick of... And Marino will find Nat Moore. Intermission, this 30-yarder from Hipple to a wide-open Mark Nichols for the TD. The edge as they come up to... For the Bears, one of their TDs, a 33-yard pass from Jim. Washington and Cleveland. The Browns turned the ball over the first 3 times they had it. The 2 TDs for the Redskins, a John Riggins run of a yard, and Joe Theismann hit Gary Clark with an 11-yard touchdown pass. Houston and St. Louis. The Cardinals are trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. Let's take a look at some highlights from that game at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. The Cards are doing it without Otis Anderson in uniform but not playing because of an injured foot. Here is the game's only touchdown in the first half. Neil Lomax, who has been slumping, finds the veteran Pat Tilley with a 12-yard TD in the back of the end zone. Neil O'Donohue has a field goal, and Tony Zendejas has a couple of them for Houston. 10-6 Cardinals as they come up to halftime. Dallas and the Falcons, 14-10 in favor of the Cowboys. Close to the end of the second quarter in Dallas, Tony Dorsett, a 60-yard scoring run in that game. Tampa Bay and the Patriots. The Bucs come in at 0-7. Axe told us on the pregame show, this is the week for them. Well, Raymond Berry's team trails 14-13 against Lehman Bennett's Bucs as they come up to the end of the first half. Steve DeBerg hit Jimmy Giles 4 times for touchdowns last week against the Dolphins. This is the game's first TD. DeBerg to Giles. Fumble doesn't count. He got the ball over the line, and the score stands up. Moments later, Steve Grogan will be sacked, and he loses the ball as he is hit, and it's recovered by Keith Browner, one of 3 Browner brothers playing in the NFL this season. It led to a 1-yard touchdown run by James Wilder. They lead it 14-13. It was 14-0 at one point. The Bills and the Eagles, the game some of you are watching, that game has reached halftime. 10-0 in favor of Buffalo. And the Packers and the Colts at 2-5, Green Bay at 3-4. Indianapolis leads it, not yet at halftime. 17-10 the score in that ball game at the Hoosier Dome. Now please stay with us. We'll be back after these messages from your local station.
Tuesday, the A-Team fights urban terrorists.
There's a piece of nifty news.
With an army of winos.
Hey, hallelujah.
Then the Riptide guys.
Break into a bank.
Do you have anything to say for yourself?
We're about to eat it.
And will Remington Steele go when wrestling with murder?
One can only guess.
Tuesday.
Details, details. They're the difference between ordinary and extraordinary. Details are what make a Kuppenheimer suit extraordinary. Every season, a new line of clothing is designed. The cut is carefully considered, the fabrics chosen from around the world, and the styling perfected. That's why when you put on a flex, you're getting a well-tailored garment. At Kuppenheimer, we don't cut corners to cut the price.
Continuing now at halftime, you know, when most folks are between the ages of 35 and 40, they're entering the primes of their respective careers. Not so when you're a football player, although there are exceptions. Here's young Bill McAtee.
The physical nature of the NFL clearly makes it a young man's game. The average career ends with a player's mid-20s. But there are those who have managed to hide from Father Time. In fact, the player that time forgot survived a career that spanned 4 decades. The venerable George Blanda was a rookie 4 years after World War II. He played 26 years. Current players who have survived in the middle age include Jeff Van Note of the Atlanta Falcons. John Riggins 14 years ago was a well-trimmed rookie out of the University of Kansas. But the longest tenure in the league belongs to Jan Stenerud. The 42-year-old Stenerud broke into the league with Kansas City in 1967.
As you well know, it's a matter of survival. It feels like a job is on the line every training camp, every preseason game, every game, and you just had to perform. And as long as you can do a good job and stay ahead of the posse, so to speak, you get to be an old player in the NFL.
I'm just an aging trouble boy, and in the wars I used to play. And I've called at you to many a tortured session.
Defensive backs are known to talk a little bit. Do they talk to you about your age?
Nah, well, I think when we scrimmaged the Cowboys, I lined up against Emerson Wall. The first thing he said was, "You still out here, old man?" And the first thing I heard, I said, "Well, I can still beat you. Don't forget that now."
Perhaps the best-known senior citizen in the NFL is 36-year-old Lyle Alzado. Drafted in 1970 out of Little Yankton College in South Dakota, Lyle constantly punishes his body with a physical style.
And there are times that I actually, and I know many of my teammates feel the same way, that have tried to get out of bed and have to really crawl to the bathroom to wash their face or do whatever. So it's
Is it harder now than it was 14 years ago?
Yeah. Depends on the game, how physical it is. For me, yeah. I guess I've kind of been an outlaw and an outcast most of my career and most of my life. You know, I hung around with bad people when I was younger, and I seem to attract that even still today sometimes. So sometimes I think that I should have been born back in the West or in another era, because I don't think I belong here.
Now they say I am a war criminal, and I'm fading away. Father, please hear my confession.
Let me ask you this, to be honest. Do you ever stretch the rules a little bit?
I always do. I don't like rules. I don't like hurting somebody, but I don't like... some rules annoy me. It's a waste of time. Stupidity.
Oh, Father, please help me, for I have done wrong.
There are young players that try and gain a reputation by playing against you and beating you and things of that sort. And there have been young players who've done good jobs against you. I mean, it happens. But it's the rematch that counts also.
Excellent choice of a cap on the part of Lyle Alzado. Our thanks to Bill McAtee, and NFL 85 halftime activities will continue in a minute. Stay with us.
Thank you, Bob. Here at the Silverdome, 24-14. It is Detroit by 10. And it seems only fitting that at this halftime, the 1935 NFL championship team, the Detroit championship team, being honored here at halftime. That is 50 years ago. And this is the picture that you're seeing now. And a couple of interesting things about this team, Sam, is that they had a 23-man roster, which I think that a lot of the owners now would like.
They would like the roster. They would also like the salary structure 50 years ago.
And here are 8 of the 10 of this original team are being honored here. And another interesting note on this is that their offensive line averaged from tackle to tackle 214 pounds. Now, one of the reasons that it averaged the biggest man on the team, and the Detroit offensive line this
Well, it took him 50 years to gain all that weight.
That's right.
But the interesting thing about that is, can you imagine 50 years ago thinking about an indoor stadium, synthetic turf, and all the things that happened, and it would blow some people's mind right now to see all those hair dryers in the locker room.
And also to see the salaries, too.
Right, exactly.
Now let's go back to the first half. Your thoughts on the first half?
Well, I think that Detroit's plan is fine. They've got good time of possession. Marino's not on the field. They've come up with a couple of big plays. They hit 2 crossing patterns where they got their 2 touchdowns to Mark Nichols and to Leonard Thompson. And when you go against a man coverage team, and I think that's what Shula was talking to the defensive coordinator about, you have no support on top, and they blew it wide open with big plays. Miami is still not defending the run. They're having a lot of problems inside in that triangle with the nose tackle and the 2 inside linebackers. But Marino can
quickly
make this thing explode. Every time he touches the ball. We have a football game right now. Detroit is going to have to, in the second half, not allow Miami to get on the scoreboard fast.
Now, let me ask you this. Miami is trailing by 10, but with a quick scoring possibilities. In reality, are they starting even with Detroit?
Well, I guess if you want to handicap Detroit, Miami has already handicapped them. They've given them 10 points. And the thing Detroit can't do right now, don't deviate from that game plan, because they can blow this thing wide open. And if they do get ahead, Miami, if they get ahead, then the possession and the running game means nothing to Detroit.
No, that means Detroit has to throw every down. That they can't do, but they've been mixing it well.
Yes, the running game with the play-action game, where a lot of those big plays have come, were brought about because they put pressure on the Miami defense. And it's also helped Eric Hipple. Miami just can't defend the run very well, and they're not rushing the quarterback. They had 2 or 3 big opportunities where they could have sacked Hipple and prevented some of those big plays.
Now let's go to the statistics of the first half, and this will give you a comparison of how that it really set up. And notice again the time of possession. We pointed out in the first half it was enormous. It's a little bit better, but it's still 18 minutes to 12 minutes, basically what you're talking about.
Well, the thing that Detroit is doing right now is they're running the ball effectively and they're passing the ball effectively. I don't think they felt that their offensive plan would fit into place. The other thing that's happening with Miami right now, they're self-destructing. They had 3 drop passes on key drives early in the game. They had a fumble, which resulted to a score, and they've had penalties. And those are the things that Miami never does. Most of the time when Miami goes into the game, it's the other team that makes the mistakes.
Now, as we start the second half, Miami will have the football. And so they will have the first scoring opportunity. Eddie Murray will be kicking off for Detroit. And the deep back on the return is the #1 draft choice out of Florida, Lorenzo Hampton. And we're underway in the second half. Hampton fields it at the 4. To the 15, 20. And is down at the 25-yard. Had an opening. Flag is down. Had an opening when he made his cutback. Slipped, lost his balance. Could have had a few more yards. Rick Kane was there for Detroit. But now let's... And a Detroit Lion is at the left 20-yard line.
Hold it. First down.
The holding on Robin Sinline. And I believe that is Arnold Brown, the rookie from North Carolina Central, number 23, who is the injured player on the kickoff team for the Detroit Lions. And so we'll be going away, and we'll be back in just a moment. Detroit leads by 10.
The pride is back with Plymouth. Front-wheel drive Voyager, Reliant K, Turismo Duster 550 protection plan. Plymouth. The best is born in America again.
Being an all-round cowboy isn't always a case of throwing a perfect loop. Sometimes it's a sack of potatoes. And when you're ready for a second opinion, head for the beer brewed natural as a mountain stream for a taste.
Today's game is brought to you by Plymouth, a division of Chrysler Corporation. Plymouth, the pride is back, born in America, again. By the U.S. Armed Forces, it's a great place to start. And by the astonishingly simple new Sony Handycam. All the excitement of video movie, now in the palm of your hand. And there is Arnold Brown, injured on the kickoff. He has been assisted and is sitting on the bench, and they're looking at the right elbow. So Miami goes to work in the second half. Marino has completed 9 of 16 for 109 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. That was right at the end of the first half. Pass far side. The pass is complete to Mark Clayton. He caught it at the 24-yard line. That's where they'll mark it. A gain of 9. It'll be second down 1, and Bruce McNorton was there to wrap him up immediately. Offensively for Miami, we'll see Marino at quarterback with Tony Nathan and Woody Bennett, the running backs. Clayton and Moore, the wide receivers. Bruce Hardy, the tight end. Also see Dan Johnson and Joe Rose there, of course. An offensive line, Geisler, Foster, Stevenson, Taves, and Green. Defensively for Detroit, basically it's Williams, English, and Gay up front, although we will see Steve Bach along with Curtis Green in there defensively. Williams, Curley, Hallerman, and King, the linebackers. Watkins, McNorton, Johnson, and Graham in the secondary. And here's Woody Bennett picking up the first down as he goes to the 30-yard line. Eric Williams along with Doug English on the tackle.
I think one of the most difficult adjustments teams make is how they come out offensively and defensively at the half. It's important for Detroit right now to stop Miami, to keep them from going down and score, because that'll put the momentum right back in Miami's lap.
Detroit leading 24-14, 13 and a half minutes to go, third quarter. Detroit is 3-0 at home, and this pass is complete to Mark Clayton. And Clayton catches it at the 46-yard line. A gain of 16. First down, August Curley, the linebacker, had the coverage, and he was there.
Marino threw that pass like it went through a pipe. It looked like it came out of a rifle. Watch Marino's release right now. He's set. He sees Clayton. Now, boom! Look at the way he releases that ball, and Clayton finds that lane in the zone.
The Miami 46, first down. Davenport, the remaining back, a little play-action fake, goes to the far side on the quick out, and this is Nat Moore. And Moore is to the 43-yard line. Detroit territory and a first down. So 3 first downs in a row. Demetrius Johnson for Detroit, and the Marino-Miami offense is underway. And I really I wasn't kidding about that 10-point handicap, because if Marino can pick up a quick touchdown here, then they're within 3 and they still have the second half to play. Marino is marvelous. Billy Crystal said that. First down at the Detroit 43. Bruce Hardy in motion. Incomplete. He was going to Nat Moore. I've got a question. He was low here. He bounced it to him. McNorton had the coverage. couple of passes back. The pass was low. Is there a reason that he's throwing low on crossing patterns coming over the middle?
No, I just think that he's overstriding. Right now, he's trying to get the ball quickly to Moore on the outside, and he just throws the ball in the ground, and there you see with his hands on his hips and his head down, and he's wondering why he couldn't get that football in there. But he'll come back right now on second down.
Nathan and Bennett in the backfield. Here's Tony Nathan. Maybe a yard. That's about it. Doug English met it at the 42. So it'll be third down and 9.
We have a third down now, and it's very important. We talked about this early. Detroit's coming in with a nickel defense now, which means they have 6 defensive backs and 4 men to rush. They want to put pressure on the quarterback, and they want to cover all the receivers.
The two head coaches, Darrell Rogers, his first year in the NFL, 20 years in the Cleveland ranks. Don Shula, his 23rd year as head coach in the NFL. Marino fires, incomplete. Now the receiver tripped, went down, got up, stumbled. Was that Duriel Harris?
That was Duriel Harris.
And he should have, he had an opportunity because Marino hit him right in the chest with it. That's an unbelievable pass.
And that ball is shotgun formation. Marino is looking off to his right. Now he finds Duriel Harris, 82, one-on-one. He falls down. Now he hits him right in the chest. And there it is, right there, first down inside the 25-yard line.
Well, that was a great pass. A great pass.
And that's the 4th drop pass in this game for Dan Marino.
And Reggie Roby will be kicking with a 45.6-yard average coming into the game. And he hangs this one up. Manley, they get away from it. And it's in the end zone for the automatic touchback as Roby was just trying to hang it high and hang Detroit out inside their 5-yard line. A 42-yard kick. We'll be back in a moment.
We're not a company, but outstanding people come to us every day. People who want to make a contribution to a team and do work that really counts. People eager to see new places, do the unusual, and find the unusual. People who become your friends for life. People just like you. We're not a company. We're your country. We're the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, the Army. We're the Armed Forces. It's a great place to start.
Chrysler technology is making Made in America mean something again. With the LeBaron series, turbo power, and a graceful new design. These cars caught the...
As a November to remember, when the starting gate snaps open, hoofs thunder and hearts pound at the Breeders' Cup. 7 championship races, the richest event in the sport of kings. Live from New York, America's Day at the Races, the Breeders' Cup. A November to remember on NBC.
And be sure to join host Dick Enberg, America's Day at the Races, the Breeders' Cup on NBC. And now Detroit goes to work for the first time. There's Joe Ferguson, the other quarterback of the Detroit Lions. Detroit now from their own 21st down. Barry Kipple has gone all the way at quarterback, and he gives to Alvin Moore. And Moore goes to the 24-yard line. Bill Barnett makes the tackle. It is second down and 6, and let's check the scoreboard. Seattle still leading the Jets 14-0 in the third quarter. Jets have never defeated Seattle. Denver out in front of Kansas City by 20 points. Chicago leading Minnesota, but Minnesota making it close in the third. Washington by 2 touchdowns over Cleveland in the third. Houston trailing St. Louis by 4. We'll have some more for you right after this play. Second down and 6, and here is James Jones. And Jones just keeps driving to the 32-yard line, 8 yards. And the first down, Mike Charles makes the tackle. Now let's go back to the scoreboard. And it is Dallas now coming from behind out in front of Atlanta, 17-10 in the third quarter. New England within 1 of Tampa Bay. And this may be the Bay, the day of the Bay. 14-13 Tampa Bay. Buffalo leading Philadelphia 10-0 third quarter. Indianapolis out in front of Green Bay by 10. That's in the third quarter. And here it is Detroit 24, Miami 14. Here's the 19th carry for James Jones, and he now has 81 yards rushing in 19 carries. Mark Brown makes the tackle.
This is vision on the part of the back. Number 30 is going to his left. Now watch him bend it back to the other side, and the defense was not able to adjust. He had a good block on his left side, but that's what really outstanding backs are able to do. They have an opportunity to have vision and see the entire front, and he's cutting back beautifully today.
And you saw those totals. That was right before the last run. And here is Jones again. He will lose a yard. Am I right? That's the first time that he has lost any yardage today.
The first negative play on the part of James Jones. Now he's getting the ball, and he's going to bounce to the outside, follow 51, David Jones, his guard, and Hugh Green, number 55, makes a Hugh Green type of play. He's the catalyst that the Miami defense needs to take over the leadership of this football team on defense.
He's still marked at the 40, so it goes for no gain. It's 3rd down and 2.
Don't get cute right now.
3 seconds in the 30-second clock. Hipple throws. There it is. 1st down. Leonard Thompson on the receiving end. Brzezinski chasing the receiver.
What hurt them on that play is Detroit came up in a close formation, and Miami thought they were going to run with 3rd down and 1. And then Hipple now drops back. 1, 2, 3, set, quick pass, 39. Leonard Thompson gets the 1st down, and the linebacker 59, Bob Brzezinski, cannot cover. He cannot recover on the play. And again now they're keeping the drive going, and they have another key 1st down.
A gain of 9 yards to the Detroit 49 1st down line. Here's Alvin Moore. Moore goes over the top of the right side into Miami territory. He picks up about 4 yards on the play. Brzezinski and Jackie Shipp stop him for the Dolphins. They're going to mark it at the 48-yard line. 2nd down and 7.
Miami needs a big play now. They need a turnover. They've got to get the football because Detroit's offense is in rhythm. They're keeping control. They're moving the ball down the field, and they have an excellent field goal kicker in Eddie Murray.
Leonard Thompson wide to the far side. Mark Nichols wide to the near side, and James Jones is the remaining back. And here is Jones. And he gets back to the line of scrimmage. That's about it. Glenn Blackwood makes the play for the secondary of Miami. So it'll be 3rd down and 7. Now, you figured almost every team in the National Football League will be throwing at 3rd and 7. This type of field position, I think Detroit will be throwing here also.
In this situation with 3rd and 7, they'll go to the shotgun, and they'll throw the football. And Shula right now is encouraging his defense. He needs to get that football back offensively.
Big play for Detroit. If they can pick up the 1st down here, then they are in the neighborhood of the 40-yard line or inside the 40. Now you're talking not that much more yardage to field goal range.
Watch number 87, David Lewis.
Good protection. Hipple has timed and late pressure. Come back. He's got it. Was putting the pressure on the quarterback.
That's Darryl Rogers, the head coach, talking to the official. Now, the ball is delivered. There's 99, George Little, right in Hipple's face. Now watch his hands and his knees and see if he cradles the ball. It clearly goes through his hands, hits the ground. Another good call by the official.
And Mike Black will be kicking. And the deep back in the middle is Tom Figueredo. Ooh, good catch. They'll let it go to the end zone there. And we'll have a touchback. When we come back, Miami will have the ball at their own 20-yard line. But Miami trailing by 10. Detroit leads it 24-14.
The pride is back. Plymouth Reliant K, the best value of any 6-passenger front-wheel drive car. 550 protection plan. Reliant K, born in America.
Born in America.
For a limited time, Wendy's breakfast is yours for a song.
Only we.
Total Office Communication System.
Magnify.
It'll respond to your voice or anybody else's.
This fall, NBC Sports has a November to remember when the starter's flag drops on the inaugural running of the Kart Miami Indy Challenge. Racing's hottest drivers, Mario Andretti, the Unsers, and Indy champion Danny Sullivan battle it out for the national championship. A November to remember on NBC.
Now look at this graphic on your screen. Even more important, this year the Lions in the Silverdome are 3-0. They have yet to lose here, and now they're leading by 10, 24-14, 6:44 to go in the third. Miami has to guard against being impatient.
That's exactly right. Want to utilize your entire offense. Don't try to go deep all the time.
Reno drops this fifth drop pass. This one was Woody Bennett.
And he would have turned around and ran for a comfortable first down.
Now, he wanted to go. We'll take a look at it again. He just drops it now. He wants to go deep, though. Is he getting impatient?
He's getting impatient because he needs to utilize his entire offense. It's obvious now, as he throws the ball to number 34, Woody Bennett, and he drops it, it's very obvious that they're going to try to take away Nat Moore, and they're going to try to take away Mark Clayton, so he has to get in other parts of his offense. Start running the football and throwing to his inside receivers, his halfbacks, and his tight ends.
2nd and 10. Miami at their own 20. Detroit leads it 24-14. 6.5 to go in the third. Again, underneath the coverage, this is Bruce Hardy, the tight end. 26-yard line, gain of 6. 3rd down and 4, and Roosevelt Barnes, the star of the special teams for Detroit, makes the stop for the Lions. Let's check the scoreboard quickly. Denver 27, Kansas City 10, Denver by 17. New England leading Tampa Bay by 2 with a field goal. And is Indianapolis 27, Green Bay 10. 3rd down and 4. Here's 24-14 Detroit. The crowd tells you they're leading. Reno's pass is complete to Nat Moore, and it'll be a first down at the 32-yard line. A gain of 6. Alvin Hall makes the tackle.
The coverage by Detroit is to take away the big play. Nat Moore, number 89, was lined up in the backfield. You can see Detroit now. They don't want the big play. So Marino sees 89 Nat Moore, goes for his first down. And that's what I was talking about before. Alvin Hall, number 35, made the tackle. Dan Marino cannot lose patience right now.
And they're learning in the Silverdome. They've got the wave going with the noise level, and they have it going while Miami is on offense, and that'll disturb an offense.
That's a well-coached crowd.
Woody Bennett met head-on by Curley and Williams. And the wave is really underway. There it goes down the far side. 2nd down and 9 at the 34-yard line. Miami in their own territory. It is hard to audibilize when you have the wave going indoors. Almost intercepted. William Graham going for it. Couldn't get it, nor could Nat Moore.
Had he played the ball instead of the receiver, he would have made that interception. You see, a defensive back has to see the release of the ball by the quarterback. Now he's going to go in front, and he just takes his eye off the ball. And 33, William Graham is upset, and he should be upset because that could have been a key interception at this point in the game.
3rd down and 9. 6 in the secondary. Miami just going on first down. There was tripping. It was not called. Harris is going to complain that he was tripped by Bobby Watkins. The officials did not call it. He may have tripped himself.
I believe he tripped himself, yes. Duriel Harris on the top of his screen. He's releasing down field. It's his own defense. He's working to the outside. Now Bobby Watkins steps in front, and that is a very interesting call right there because the official was right there. Duriel Harris did not trip on his own.
No,
he was helped.
He was tripped. Roby kicking to Manley. Oh, here's a great kick. Out of bounds. Hang time, 5.3 seconds. And out of bounds at the 13-yard line. We'll be back. For Detroit, they may have a surprise. They may have a secret weapon. We haven't seen him in the game, but he was very important in preparation this week.
Joe Ferguson. Joe Ferguson, the 13-year quarterback of the Buffalo Bills, played against these Miami Dolphins 23 times.
Twice a year they were in the same division. And, of course, that helps tremendously with the preparation. And here's James Jones. Right back to the running game. 3 yards to the 16-yard line. It will be 2nd down and 7 as we pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network.
Go for it. WDIV Detroit.
This is Charlie Jones and Sam Rutigliano. Detroit out in front of Miami, 24-14. We have 3 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the third quarter. And Detroit has the ball. 2nd down and 7 at their own 16-yard line. Little play action, fake pressure. I'm waiting on the signal. Yes, touchdown Miami. Bob Brzezinski with the interception. The pressure came from Mike Charles.
Mike Charles is playing defensive right end. He replaced Tim Beaucamper. He started the game at nose tackle. That's not much offense, but I'm sure Shula will take it.
I think that Shula was as stunned as everybody else. I was waiting for the official signal, but I didn't think it could happen that easily.
Well, the rule is the quarterback's arm was not in motion to pass, and it was not an incompleted pass. And I think it was a good call.
Or was it kicked off in the air? Did it bounce?
It bounced. He was hit from behind by 71 Mike Charles. It bounced, and Brzezinski fielded it like Ozzie Smith and went into the end zone for the touchdown.
That makes it 24-21. Let's go to the replay.
We're going to have a play-action pass by the quarterback, Mark Hipple. He fakes to Alvin Moore. Now he's setting. Now let's watch his arm. It just doesn't go back. 71 hits it, and Brzezinski picks it up and goes in for a touchdown. It was very close.
Short hopped it. I think a good call, though. The arm was going back, had not started forward. We'll look at it again.
I think the official was right on top of it, and we have a football game right now. It's 24-21.
So Miami within 3 points. And let's look at it again.
It's interesting that Mike Charles was moved to the right end for Beaucamper. He beats this man clearly to the outside. He's wide open, and it's tough on a quarterback because he can't see that. It gets picked up by Brzezinski, 59 for touchdown. And again, on the replay, it was a good call by the official.
And it is Detroit 24, Miami 21. Brzezinski with the fumble recovery and return. And he just short hopped it. It took the perfect bounce right up to him. Right place, right time. Roubaix kicking off for the Dolphins. And here is Alvin Hall on the return. A flag is down. Hit the bottom player to the 27-yard line just as Alvin Hall went down. And Robin Sinline was there for Miami, a 24-yard return if it stands up. Penalty against Detroit. Now they have to guard against self-destruction, and they have to guard against being impatient. They made a mistake. It cost them. They still lead by 3 with a lot of time remaining.
Number 54 on the return. First down.
Roosevelt Barnes called for holding.
Detroit now wants to make sure, in spite of the fact that they gave up those 7 points, stick with the game plan.
Yeah.
It's worked for them up until this point right now, and stick with the plan. Right now on inside the 15-yard line, it's important for them right now to knock out a couple of first downs. Get this football in better field position.
And in that case, you look for Jones. And he just keeps going to the 17-yard line. A gain of 6. It will be second down and 4. Bill Bennett and Mike Charles make the tackle. The attendance here today is 75,291, and that means there's just over 5,000 no-shows. And a time for us to remind you next week on NBC, a doubleheader, Miami against New England. And that's always a tough ball game for the Dolphins, always a good ball game for the Patriots. Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Buffalo, Kansas City, Houston. Those are the games in the first half of the doubleheader. I'll give you the second half games in just a moment. Second and 6. Here is Jones. Jones to the 20-yard line. You can add 3 more yards to his total. And that means in 24 carries that Jones has rushed for 94 yards. Doug Betters makes the tackle. Second half of the doubleheader, the Los Angeles Raiders at Seattle in the Kingdome, Denver at San Diego, and the Jets against the Colts in Indianapolis. So be sure to be with us next week. NBC Sports NFL 85 starts it all off. Doubleheader next Sunday on NBC. And, of course, don't forget next Saturday, Hickenberg will be hosting the Breeders' Cup. Penetration is going to be close to the 21-yard line.
He got a good spot. He got a good spot by the official on the sideline. It looks to me like they stopped him. There's number 30 now, James Jones. All he needs is a little push, get good penetration by 51, Mark Brown, and the last-minute surge by number 30, James Jones, gets the first down. That may be one of the biggest runs of the day for number 30.
It was a third down situation, and now it's first down for Detroit at their own 22-yard line. Here's Jones again. He always picks up another yard or 2 yards after he is hit. Hugh Green with the tackle.
He's big and strong, and there's Darryl Rogers, the coach of the Detroit Lions. But what Miami's doing right now is they're stunning. Watch 55 now go hard back into the inside. He tries to get blocked, but 55 makes a heck of a play, and 71, Mike Charles, now has been rejuvenated at the defensive right end. Miami right now are taking their inside people and really crashing them and stunning them to try to blow up the Detroit running game.
Alvin Moore puts the block on Hugh Green. Second down and 9. Play action. Going deep. It's Thompson. He's got it over the wrong shoulder. A great catch.
You have no idea what a tremendous catch this was. Tipple now is going to let the ball go, but watch Leonard Thompson, number 39. He's looking over his right shoulder. Now he loses vision, and he goes over his left shoulder. He clearly beats number 49, William Judson, but it took tremendous concentration on the part of Leonard Thompson.
And it was William Judson's number 49 yards on that pass play. And Thompson now has 6 receptions for 133 yards and a touchdown. The ball at the 26. It's second down and 7.
The big play today, up until this point, has devastated the Miami defense.
But one thing, it's a cliche, but it has been shown today that the run sets up the pass.
Well, without question, it has given Detroit control of this football game offensively, and no doubt helped the defense.
And here's James Jones. Cuts back, dives to the 25. Has a yard. It'll be third down and 6. Mike Charles with the tackle. As we come to the end of the third quarter, the score after 3, it's close. Detroit 24, Miami 21. Back after these messages from your local station. We start the fourth quarter. Number 30, James Jones for Detroit. You said he would carry the ball at least 30 times. Well, he only needs 2 more. He's carried it 28 times, 100 yards rushing. His second career 100-yard game.
And the time of possession has really been unbelievable. And as we said many times, the control of the game. Got to be careful here now. It's not important for them. The most important thing is to make sure that they come out with a first down.
Tubbs is there. He's open. Touchdown. Hold it. Hold it. Flag is down. Flag is a 32.
These are usually holding penalties.
Against Detroit.
Do you think that play somewhere with about 2 or 3 minutes to go might be a factor in this game?
That flag might be a factor in this game.
Well,
holding.
The most
Offense,
important.
Number 70, third down.
That's the right tackle, Keith Dorney, number 70.
The pass rush on the part of Miami is non-existent. Number 70, Keith Dorney, makes a great play as a defensive tackle, Keith, not as an offensive tackle. You tackle Doug Betters, and there's Doug Betters making the call as good as an official. And that hurt Detroit.
That's right. And an excellent call by the officials.
And
Officials are maligned, but that's a perfect call. He did it, that's it.
And no reason for it on a play-action pass.
So the down goes over. The ball back at the 35. It's third down and 16. Hippo with pressure. Pass is complete. First down. It is Mark Nichols to the 15-yard line. A gain of 20 yards. It was third and 16. Lyle Blackwood made the tackle at the 15, and here come the Lions one more time.
Well, Detroit has made the big play when they needed it, and Miami on defense has not made the big play. Now watch him. The pass rush is non-existent. He steps up into the pocket, and he finds him against his own defense, and 42 is coming over to make the play, but it's too late, and Nichols comes up with another key play, and 42 is Lyle Blackwood for free safety.
Remaining back is James Jones. And here's Jones. Cuts back, dives to the 12. Has 3. Second down and 7. Bill Barnett makes the stop along with Doug Betters. 13 minutes and 50 seconds. That is the time remaining in the ball game.
It's Betters, number 75, with Dorney, number 70. Look at Dorney move his feet, get in front of him. Betters comes off late, but that was an excellent block on the part of Keith Dorney.
The action has moved inside in this drive, hasn't it?
James Jones, I think, is getting a little tired.
He ought to. So he should be tired. And here he is again. He's going to throw a pass, and it's incomplete.
I don't like that call.
He wanted to go to Rubik and fell down, I believe. I'm not that thrilled with it either. Like you said earlier, let your quarterback throw the ball.
Let the quarterback throw the ball. I don't think that was a good call. I think that James Jones should be running the football. Now, he flips it out. They're trying to go right now to fool the defense, and the defense is not fooled at all. 84 did not help the cause. Rob Rubik fell down, and he might have been the primary receiver.
Yeah, the pass was not thrown with great clarity as to who the receiver was.
You can't blame James Jones for not reading the defense.
No. He didn't take that many snaps during the week.
Another big third down play.
Third down and 7 at the 12. 1 second on the 30-second clock. And it is incomplete. Thompson, the intended receiver. There have been 2 or 3 times in the ball game that you lose confidence in the offense of Detroit. It seems like everybody's moving around like they're lost for just a moment, and they barely get it off under the 30-second clock.
Eddie Murray's coming on for the field goal, but Eric Kipple was visibly upset. He's coming out now. They're moving him away because they want good protection, but 39 is wide open. He was wide open, and he missed him.
30-yard field goal attempt by Ed Murray. Murray is hit in this ball game from 50 and add 30.
We got a penalty.
And we got a flag down. We got a flag. It is against Miami. Now, if it's defensive holding, it will carry an automatic first down.
Now, what do? Do you take points off the board?
That's a hard call. But in this kind of a game against this kind of opposition, I would take the 3 points off the board and go for the touchdown. Go for the score. Because it was at the 12, so it's going to be at the 7. First down goal to go at the 7. Those are the choices.
Well, I have to go to page 10 of the manual.
Take the point.
Take the point.
You got 3 for sure.
Take the point.
Holding defense, number 75.
Betters?
It's 5 yards and a first down.
Seven-yard line. First down and goal to go. All those 3 points, remember those. File those in the memory bank.
No one will think anything of it if they score the touchdown.
That's right. But if they don't, hello, second-guessers.
Nothing succeeds like success.
That's right.
And nothing fails like failure.
The success has many fathers, failure is an orphan. 7-yard line. First down, goal to go. Jones is the lead blocker, and Alvin Moore the ball carrier, and he goes down at the 5-yard line. Rudzinski was there, so he gains a couple. It's second down and goal to go. And during this, how do you think that Eddie Murray feels? He said, I got you 3. If you fool around down here, I've got to do it again.
He may have to renegotiate his contract. Those 3 points might have meant something to his contract. Only kidding.
No, that didn't apply now. That's fine. Just inside the 5. Second down, goal to go.
Well, Eddie Murray did it once, he can do it again.
Sure. You got 2 downs to go 5 yards. Hey, see what Murray said? Take the 3 points.
Right.
Lead blocker is Jones cutting back. 1-yard line does not go in. And that's Alvin Moore, the ball carrier. Bud Brown, I believe, was the last line of defense. Rudzinski was also there. So it'll be third down and goal to go, 1-yard line.
James Jones, number 30, is the key blocker. Now, when Jones blocks, ball leaves Jones. He sees a hole to the inside, and he's going forward, and he's down inside on the 1-yard line, tackled by 59, Bob Rudzinski. Now you have to give the ball to number 30 for the touchdown.
James Jones, this will be his 29th carry. He is going for his 101st yard. Number 30. There he is. Slicing in. He's got it. Detroit moved 89 yards, and in addition took 3 points off the board. They had the field goal.
James Jones right now is just going forward. The Detroit line, he bounces to the outside. The Detroit line is pushing the defensive line of Miami back, and they've controlled it all day long.
Hipple to hole. Eddie Murray adds 1 more. And again, the margin is 10 points. Detroit 31, Miami 21.
If you think spending a ton of bucks is the only way to get into a refined road car these days, then you sure don't know about this one. Because once you get to know how special Mazda's new 626 is, you'll be asking...
When the big U flows, America goes.
Hey, that truck runs, a Fisher & Son doesn't.
Only gets the big Q. Quaker State.
Well, you can depend on number 1.
Fuel pop, they start with Pennsylvania-grade crude.
Nothing like Quaker State.
It's a one-of-a-kind formula. Stable viscosity, keeps the oil flowing, protecting, no matter what.
No substitute for quality. I got 2 great partners.
Quaker State. The big Q stands for quality. Always has, always will.
Today's game is being brought to you by Mazda Cars and Trucks. The more you look, the more you like Mazda value. By Transamerica. For insurance and financial services, the power of the pyramid is working for you. And by Coors Light, the silver bullet. There's no slowing down with the silver bullet. James Jones, officially 104 yards, 30 carries, matching his number 30. And Sam said he had to carry it 30 times if Detroit was to win, and he still has 12 minutes and 19 seconds left to go in the game, and that 12-19 could now be the big statistic of the ball game. Miami needs the time. Detroit wants to run it down. Hampton is going to run it out to the 20. He took the gamble, and it paid off, and he almost broke a big one. He got it out to the 25-yard line. Give him about 28 yards on the return. And now the magic scoring machine of Dan Marino. And now he has to think of the clock because he needs to score twice.
Got plenty of time. He's got a world of time right now. What he has to do is get Tony Nathan into this offense. Get him the ball by throwing the short passes. And then choose your spots to throw the ball deep.
Nathan, the remaining back. Bruce Hardy. Five yards to the 30. Second down and 5. Alleman and Curley were there for Detroit.
Detroit's plan now defensively is to double Nat Moore, number 89, and Mark Clayton. Double those two and force you to beat you with your inside receivers. Throw the short passes to 84 Bruce Hardy or Tony Nathan, number 22. They just don't want to give up the big play.
Alleman, who made the last tackle, known for defending against the run more than the pass, but he has to defend against the pass here. On target. Here's Nat Moore. Big play. 46-yard line. 16 yards and a first down for Miami. The quick strike offense at work again. McNorton was there along with August Curley. Marino now has completed 16 of 28 passes and 179 yards, and he has been intercepted.
It's going to be very important for the Miami offense right now to move quickly out of the huddle. They've got to save time. They need 2 scores to get back in this game.
Marino also 2 touchdown passes. The third touchdown scored by Brzezinski on a fumble recovery. Here's Davenport for a yard. Second and 9. Angelo King with the tackle. 10 and a half minutes. Just keep one eye on the clock. I think the clock has already come into play. In fact, I think that it came into play at the beginning of the ball game.
You think Duper would like to be out there right now playing?
That's Bart Duper, number 85. They thought possibly he could come back this week after that tibia problem, but he has a hamstring problem. Second and 9. Marino, good protection. Pass is complete right at the 50-yard line to Mark Clayton. Clayton could not get out of the grasp of Jimmy Williams. A gain of 3, so it's 3rd down and 6. 3rd down and 6. Big 3rd down for Miami. 9 minutes and 52 seconds and counting.
Miami has, obviously, the big play has been taken away from them. And Marino can't get that ball deep. And so he has just to get, right now, a lot of first down. Just keep getting first down.
6 in the secondary looking for the pass. And they'll see it. 11 seconds to the 30-second clock. 3 wide receivers. Duriel Harris is there. Marino drops it on underneath the coverage. That is the 6th pass that has been dropped. And this is Tony Nathan, who couldn't pull this one in. Angelo King was there for the defense. 6 catchable passes. Not easy catches, but catchable. Have been dropped.
They're paid to make those plays. They're pros out there. And when you make that play, that pass, you got to complete it. That's Wayne Fonts, the defensive coordinator, talking to John Bostic, number 42, because apparently they didn't want Nathan to be open because on 3rd down and 5, that's who Marino goes to.
And Reggie Roby will be punting. Pete Manley is set for the return. And follow the ball as he hangs another one up. Their catch is taken at the 12-yard line. So Detroit takes over on their own 12-yard line. First down, a 37-yard kick. Detroit leads by 10.
We're not a company.
But no company has more pride in what they do.
Or more pride in how well they do it.
9 minutes and 12 seconds. That is the time remaining in the game. Detroit leading Miami by 10, 31-21. And the Lions will have the ball first down at their own 12-yard line. Detroit trying to make their record 5-3. And in so doing, they would make Miami's record 5-3. Detroit tied with Minnesota behind Chicago with a perfect 7-0 record in the NFC Central. And Miami tied with the Jets atop the AFC East. And no surprise as James Jones has 4 yards to the 16. It'll be second down and 6. Doug Betters makes the tackle. And let's update that Seattle-New York Jets score. Seattle, they led 14-0. Now they lead 14-7. But again, let's point out that the New York Jets have never, in the history of the Seattle Seahawks, defeated the Seahawks, either in New York or in the Kingdom. And now New England running away from Tampa Bay, 23-14, fourth quarter score. And here it is Detroit 31 and Miami 21. 8:35 and counting time remaining. Alvin Moore. 4 yards to the 20. It'll be third down and 2. Bill Barnett with the tackle, along with Doug Betters.
We have some matchup with Keith Thorney and Doug Betters, the defensive end. Doug Betters, number 75, is taking on the tight end, number 87, but he comes off and he makes an outstanding play back to the inside, tackling 24, Alvin Moore.
They're going to mark it at the 21, so it's third down and actually about 1.5 yards to go for the first down. James Jones, the remaining back. Lubick in motion. Here is Jones. Lubick with the block. Jones around the corner. He reached out with the ball. Now, Miami's going to say, no, Jones, a very smart play because it is where the ball is. Not his body, but the ball, the position of the ball. Brzezinski for the defense. And, of course, the Dolphins assisting the officials, but it's where he reached out right at the last moment. Heady play.
He got a good spot, and he had great presence right there to get the first down. Right now, first down are very, very important to Detroit. They're running a pitch out in short yardage. Hipple flips the ball to James Jones. James Jones has a good speed. He's trying to circle the defense. Brzezinski, 59, comes off the block. He needs help from the corner. Watch him now reach out. Nicely done, and he gets the first down. That's presence of mind on the part of the running back.
And Jones now with 109 yards rushing, 32 carries. And he has scored 2 touchdowns, 1 receiving and 1 rushing. First down at the 22-yard line. Alvin Moore gets the call. And he'll go to the 26, so it'll be second down and 6. And Mike Brown makes the tackle. And we have 7.5 minutes time remaining. Hipple thus far has completed 14 of 19 for 239 yards and 3 touchdowns.
This game is in the trenches, and Detroit on offense right now has controlled the trenches. There's that football right there in the middle of the neutral zone, and Detroit's offensive line has done one heck of a job today.
Second and 6. Near the 30-yard line, Alvin Moore. So it'll be third down and 2. Mike Charles makes the tackle. Now, let's check the standings of the AFC East. Miami and the New York Jets tied, as I mentioned a moment ago, with a record of 5-2, starting the action today. New England in third, the record 4-3. Indianapolis 2-5, and Buffalo 1-6. And right now, the Jets and the Dolphins both losing. New England is winning. We're going to have a 3-way tie.
Have a 3-way tie at the end of the afternoon if Miami and the Jets lose.
Play action fake and a sack. Bob Brzezinski, who scored the touchdown, has the 3rd sack for the Dolphins.
And the tight end on that side blew the play. On a play action pass, he needed to block Brzezinski, and I'll tell you what, that has to be one of the big plays, because had Detroit knocked out another first down, this game could have been over for Miami.
Simply from a time standpoint, 4th down and 11, 6 minutes and 10 seconds and counting. Another first down, he's run another couple of minutes off of the clock at least. And so Mike Black kicking to Tom Vigorito.
Miami's going to have to go now to a lot of no-huddle offense.
8 seconds, 7 seconds. That's the 30-second clock. I was counting for you. Good kick. Great kick. Vigorito takes it at the 24, slips a tackle. Looks for one, slips as he cuts. 27-yard line, maybe the 28-yard line. He'll have about 4 yards on the return. 55 yards on the kick.
There are some special things in this world that only a handful of people can appreciate. Now, maybe you're not one of these people. But if you are, spend some time getting to know Mazda's new RX-7. But I'll warn you, it'll flat spoil you for anything else.
Introducing Mazda's new generation RX-7. Its engine has the smoothest flow of power in the world. No one has a more advanced suspension system, and no one offers all this at this price.
It's pretty special. Like you and me.
The beef goes on. McDonald's beef goes on. Your big beef, pure beef, hot and lean. Oh, the beef goes on. You're 100% pure beef machine. Oh, yeah, the beef goes on. From Big Mac to quarter pounder, lean and hot. Your big beef taste just won't stop. It's a good stuff. 85.
Be sure to join Bob, Ahmad, and Axe, NFL 85, doubleheader Sunday on NBC. Next Sunday, so be sure to join us. Now let's see what Miami can do. There's 5:42 left to go in the game. Down by 10 at their own 28. Marino has pressure, throws pass complete 8, maybe 9 yards. He goes to Tony Nathan. And now, hurry-up offense for the Dolphins. They're going to mark it at the 36-yard line. So it's second down and 2. Gain of 8. First down.
Get out of bounds. Get out of bounds.
And yes, he does. Bruce Hardy gets out of bounds at the Detroit 49-yard line. So he picks up 15 and the first down. Stops the clock. Bruce McNorton and Angelo King were there for Detroit. 5 minutes, 10 seconds. That is the time remaining here. Let's check the scoreboard. Seattle 14, the New York Jets 10. Field goal by Leahy from 41 yards out. That was the last point scored in that game. With 12:47 to go in the fourth quarter. Jacob Green picked up a fumble and ran 79 yards in that ball game. Underthrown. That was not the receiver's fault, although there have been 6 drop passes. That was underthrown.
That was underthrown. It was thrown behind him. That was not a drop.
Dan Johnson, the intended receiver, second down and 10, 49. Looks as if it just slipped out of Dan's hand.
Well, the ball was thrown behind. He really wasn't on balance. I don't think that was a drop.
No, I mean Marino. I don't think Marino.
That's right. Marino, I don't think was set. He actually, I wanted to make the point, he wanted to go upfield. And I don't know why he came off to Clayton because he was open, and then he refocused, and that's why he threw a poor pass.
Second and 10, Detroit 49. They trail by 10. Detroit has really played well today from the shotgun. Marino scrambles, goes deep into double coverage, and it is almost intercepted, broken up in reality by Mark Clayton, the intended receiver, and Bobby Watkins had perfect position on it.
Bobby Watkins played that well, and Mark Clayton did the best thing that he could do by knocking it down, because that could have been an interception and Detroit's possession. Marino actually didn't want to go that deep. He's in a shotgun, getting excellent protection. He steps up in the pocket. Now he sees Clayton out of the back of his eye. He throws deep. Now watch Clayton go step for step. Now go up for the ball. Good position, just like a great rebounder in a basketball game.
Marino has completed 19 of 34. He's only thrown for 194 yards. He has thrown for 2 touchdowns. This is underneath the coverage, and he goes to Tony Nathan, who slices to the 41. That's a gain of 8.
And they'll go for it.
Fourth down and 2. King and Johnson for the Detroit defense.
The players come in from the sideline. Tommy Figueredo, number 32. It's the first time he's played this year or last year as an active player on the offense.
He got his knee torn apart in the New England game. First game 2 years ago.
Wow, is this a big play? What a big play for Detroit and Miami. Fourth down and 2 yards to go.
And the crowd comes to its feet. Pass is low, but it is caught. And it is Duriel Harris who catches it at the 34-yard line and the first down. And the clock moves. 4 minutes and counting. Time remaining.
That's why Marino's the best. He comes up with the big thing at the big time.
And Detroit moving players in and out. Almost intercepted. Nat Moore, the intended receiver, and Roosevelt Barnes came ever so close to the biggest play of the game.
I talked to Roosevelt Barnes in the locker room yesterday. This play could have made him famous. There's 89 laying down. Now Barnes comes inside. It was a tough catch, but he could have been famous. You could see him now running down that sideline for a touchdown. He didn't run right out of the Silverdome. You had your chance, my friend.
2nd and 10. He may have another one. It's at the 34-yard line. 3:50. Time remaining. Detroit leads at 31-21. Here's the screen over the middle. Middle screen to Tony Nathan. And the defense reacts very quickly. Angelo King again. And Demetrius Johnson. 29-yard line. Gain of 5. 3rd down 5.
They're in a 4th-down area, and so what they're trying to do right now is get close to another 1st down. They're going to go for it on 4th down if they don't make it.
Pressure coming. Incomplete. Nat Moore, the intended receiver, hit by Johnson and King again. And Eric Williams putting the pressure on Marino. And Nat Moore shaken up on the play. 3:24 left. Clock is stopped.
There's the pressure by 76, but he hits him. But this outstanding play by number 21 comes in from the corner and really makes a big hit. Demetrius Johnson, the strong safety, and he has been noted for a big hitter.
Now, question, 3:24. It's 4th down. You're within field goal range. You trail by 10. You go for the field goal, then try and score the touchdown later and try and beat him in overtime. Is this an offensive choice right now of Miami? Because you trail by 10. Or do you go for 2 touchdowns and go for the win?
Well, right now, they do have a choice. I think Shula feels that Marino on 4th and 5 can pick up the 1st down more than Revez has the opportunity to kick this field goal. He's a rookie. I believe he'll go for the 4th down to try to get the touchdown, and then he's got a chance to kick a field goal and tie it into overtime or actually win the game.
Now, we mentioned that Detroit 4-3, tied with Minnesota 4-3. Well, right now, Minnesota is losing to Chicago. And Chicago, of course, with a 7-0 record, they would be 8-0, perfect record, and they are out in front in the Central Division in the NFC. But a win here by Detroit, coupled with a loss by Minnesota, and sole possession of 2nd place.
There's Don Strock with the hat on the sideline, and Don Strock, like Joe Ferguson, it's very interesting, is an experienced quarterback, has played in the league a long time, and Don Strock is very happy in the role he is in right now, and he's a quarterback that could start for a lot of teams, and you can see he's talking a great deal to Marino. Right now, you know what he's saying to Marino is they're going to cover Nat Moore. They're going to cover Duper. So try to lay the ball off.
Duper's easy. He's in the press.
They're going to cover. I'm all excited about this game. They're going to cover Mark Clayton.
I got Duper covered there.
You know you're going to cover Duper. But I think what Strock is telling to Marino right now, go to your inside receivers. Go to Tony Nathan or go to your tight end, Bruce Hardy, number 84. Or Joe Rose is in the game. Go to Joe Rose. Don't go for the big play because we need the 1st down.
Nobody likes my idea of the field goal now and do it for the touchdown later.
I believe Shula feels like he wants to get the 7 points.
Yeah. Okay, right.
But I think it's a valid decision. You could have gone either way.
It'd be a 46-yard kick. I mean, that's not a chip shot. That's not a gimme.
Marino can hit a pass for 5 yards better than a field goal kicker can hit a 46-yard field goal.
Here it is, 4th and 5. It is high, but it is pulled down by Mark Clayton at the 6-yard line. 23 yards, 1st down, and goal to go. William Graham with a tackle that saved the score. They're going to mark it at the 7. 1st down, goal to go.
No huddle offense.
And that was a great reception because the pass was high. There it is. Tommy Vigorino returns for the touchdown.
We got a penalty against Miami, offside. And it was a good call.
Motion against the Dolphins.
Miami came into this game with 12 offensive penalties.
Number 83, illegally in motion on the offense.
Mark Clayton.
Still first down.
They came into the game with 12 offensive penalties for 7 games, and they have self-destructed today. Mark Clayton made the outstanding catch, and then he's offside on the touchdown. And what's going to hurt is the time. Time's going to be very important to Miami.
With the pin house to the outhouse in just a couple of plays.
That's right.
The elevator moves very quickly when it's going down, doesn't it? 12-yard line. First down, goal to go.
And Detroit is not going to blitz.
End zone incomplete. Over the head of Vigorito. Second down, goal to go, 12-yard line.
Even though the clock is stopped, Miami right now would be on defense and down by 3 points. And that's what hurts more than anything. The score was important, but the time factor is what's important. Miami right now, if they score, I don't think you'll see, I think you'll see an onside kick.
Marino, 23 of 41, 248 yards, 1 interception, 2 touchdowns. Second down, goal to go. The ball at the 12.
Joe Rose.
Almost intercepted. Angelo Key. Oh, Detroit Roosevelt Barnes in that almost category. Close, close.
Charlie, what Detroit is doing is they're playing his own defense. And it's tough to find those holes. Marino's got plenty of time. He's trying to fire the ball. 92, Angelo King on zone defense. 90% of your attention is on the quarterback, and you watch his arm. Once he reaches up to throw, you close, and Angelo King did that very well.
Third down, goal to go. 2:42 time remaining. 12-yard line.
He's going to have plenty of time to throw. They're only rushing 3 men.
And they get him, and he fumbles. Detroit diving for the ball. It was third down. Detroit has it.
They're going to call it dead.
They're going to call it dead at the 20-yard line. In the grass. Roy Foster, the offensive guard, was scrambling for it, couldn't get to it. Detroit came up with it. They're ruling in the grass. Quarterback in the grass at the 20.
And this was done by 3 men. 78, Doug English. But the catalyst on that rush was number 79, William Gay. And they called him in the grass. Detroit had the ball, but it goes for North. Boy, that penalty right now to take away that touchdown for Thomas Vigorito is big.
Fourth down, goal to go, 20-yard line.
He can still get a first down.
No, he can't. It was first down, goal to go at the 7. He cannot get a first down.
He's got to throw it in the end zone.
End zone. Tipped, incomplete. Going to Joe Rose.
You got to give Detroit credit, boy. They played defense when they had to. And there's a frustrated Don Shula on the sideline.
A 15-play drive that started back at the Miami 28, got into the end zone for a moment before the flag hit the ground on the motion call. And now Detroit has the ball, the clock on their side. They lead by 10. The Fishbusters, well, I'm not sure that a dolphin is a fish. It's a mammal, I believe. But so far, they certainly have stopped them.
They're going to run the ball now, eat up the clock, and eat Miami's timeouts up.
Detroit, from their own 20-yard line. James Jones Garrett. Everybody expects this. This will be no game. It'll be second down and 10. And we've got the 2-minute warning and a timeout. We'll be back.
AT&T, the right choice. Early in the season, Seahawk rookie Darrell Turner's clutch catch beat the Raiders. Now, in the wild card playoff, Seattle must score against the Raiders. Should they go to veteran Steve Largent or risk a throw to the rookie Turner again? What would you do?
Here's you. Here's your competition. One of you will call AT&T small business experts. One of you won't. One of you will find out how to use long distance
To cover your customer base.
to beat your competition. So who's going to call? You or the other guy? AT&T long distance services. Talk with us. AT&T, the right choice.
What did you decide? Based on past experience, Seattle chose Turner over Largent for their only touchdown. Seattle wins and advances in the playoffs. The Seahawks made the right choice.
Detroit leading by 10 with 2 minutes to go. Now, tell me about this Detroit ball club. They will now be 4-0 this year in the Silverdome. They will have defeated, if this holds up, Dallas, the 49ers, and the Miami Dolphins.
Well, I think the real Detroit Lions showed up today. They beat Montana last week, and this week it's Marino. They have had some fine big plays on offense, but the defense has had big plays all day long. They're not rushing the passer as well as they wanted to, but they went into the game hoping that they could bleed a little bit, but never totally break. It's been a rubber band defense. They've bent a lot, but they've never broken, and I think you have to give a lot of credit to the defensive coordinator, Wayne Fonts, who came over from Tampa Bay.
And one of the things, of course, the defense they did early is that they did not let Miami get out in front of them, because it's hard to play catch-up with Miami, particularly with the type of offense that Detroit runs. They've got to control the ballgame, and they did.
Well, it would have totally destroyed their game plan if Miami went out to a lead, because then they had to take their running game and throw it in the garbage can.
And here is the head man of the Lions, Darryl Rogers. He'll be 5-3 at the midway point of his first season in the National Football League, and Don Shula will be 5-3. Don Greco, replacing the injured Larry Lee, is in at right guard. And Detroit, again, James Jones, this time to the 23-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 7. Jay Brophy with the tackle. 1:54 now is the time remaining. And we'll take a timeout. We'll be back to the Silverdome in just a moment.
John Farquharson. Time.
What?
It's time, John.
What about my family?
You know that humongous mortgage on your house? With Transamerica Life, it can be paid.
It's paid? And your son's college? It's paid?
It's time.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
No, not that time. Your premium is due.
Transamerica Life Insurance. The power of the pyramid is working for you.
If you think there's no room for improvement in small trucks today, then go let the dog out, because you wouldn't want to know about
Sports quiz. If you just joined us, can you tell which coach is leading?
Darryl Rogers is on the left. Now, he's the kingmaker. He's beaten Bill Walsh, he's beaten Tom Landry, and now he's beaten Don Shula. He's beaten the chairman of the board.
All three of them.
Right.
And James Jones is leading for a yard. So he will now, in 34 carries, have rushed for 113 yards. Last week, his career high of 116 yards. And now let's take a rundown of the scoreboard. Seattle leading the Jets by 4, fourth quarter. Denver out in front of Kansas City. That's a final, 30-10.
Wonder what's happened to Kansas City.
Oh, they're hurting. Chicago 27, Minnesota 7. That's in the fourth. Fourth quarter, Washington in front of Cleveland by 7. Houston leading St. Louis by 10. Well, the Oilers may be for real finally. Fourth quarter. Dallas coming from behind, 24-10. Rolling by. Buffalo leading in the fourth. Colts leading. And Mike Black, sprained ankle for Larry Lee, replaced by Don Greco, the offensive guard of the Lions, will not be returning. And Mike Black to kick, and Tommy Vigorito is set for the return. 1 minute, 47 seconds. That is the time remaining. Ooh, look at that. Fourth quarter. The Jets now in front of Seattle, 17-14. The Jets could well have sole possession of first place in the East. Vigorito at the 30.
He'll go out of bounds.
And goes out at the 37-yard line. Miami at their own 37-yard line following the 46-yard kick by Mike Glass. 1 minute and 39 seconds. That is the time remaining. The score, Detroit 31, Miami 21.
This is difficult now for Marino because of the 10-point differential. Detroit is going to rush 3 men, stay back in coverage. He's going to have to force the ball deep, and we may very likely see another interception on the part of Marino because he's going to have to take chances. He's got to come up with a big play. Detroit has 5 underneath, covering the linebacker areas, the short zone, and 3 deep. They have 8 people in pass coverage.
The scoreboard shows Miami with 2 timeouts remaining. I thought they only had 1. And here's pressure on Marino, and he throws over the middle, tipped interception. There it is. Roosevelt Barnes with the interception.
As the defensive coordinator, Wayne Font, he's getting a hug right there. You think he's happy? Oh, boy. The thrill of victory. Boy, that's some shot, some show on the sideline. And there's a frustrated Dan Marino. Now, I think you're going to see Dean Smith's 4-corner offense. They're going to freeze the ball. There's Marino right now. He comes out. He throws the ball. It's deflected by Bennett. Pops off number 21, Demetrius Johnson. And there's Barnes, 54, doing his dance. Now go to the ground. Don't fumble the ball. Give the ball to your offense.
Detroit at their own 42-yard line. 1:27 left to go. And they lead by 10, 31-21. The remaining back is James Jones.
And Miami has 1 timeout left, and there it is.
A gain of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Glenn Blackwood makes the tackle. Is it an irony that a young man from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, attended the University of Florida, number 30, James Jones, has led the offense of the Detroit Lions today against the Miami Dolphins?
And the defense of Detroit has played extremely well, but James Jones really helped that defense. We see Jamie Williams, number 59. They really played in concert today. Their game plan was executed almost to perfection.
1 minute and 21 seconds left. No timeouts. As we pause briefly for station identification, this is the NBC television network.
Go for it. WDIV Detroit.
The time remaining, 1:21. The score, Detroit 31, Miami 21. And James Jones is tied Billy Sims for the most carries in a Detroit Lion uniform. And that magic number is 36 for 114 yards. 2 more yards to match James Jones's all-time high. Last year, the Lions had only 4 wins. This year, they'll have 5 at the midway point. They're just running it out now. Miami out of timeouts, and it's academic. It's all over.
It's all over right now. All Eric Hipple has to do is take the snap and go to his knees. And there's Don Shula right now. If the Jets win today, they beat Seattle for the first time in 8 times, he will lose first place.
And what about Eric Hipple, number 17? Has a bruised chest, back spasms, came out of the game in the first half last week, replaced by Joe Ferguson. Ferguson took him to the victory, and Hippo has gone all the way today. What did we say? When we talked yesterday, 1 good shot and he would be out and Ferguson would be in. Well, he has survived and conquered.
The shots went to James Jones. Nothing helped the quarterback more than have that good, controlling running game. In this game, you win by throwing the ball, but you must control it by running it.
And in that New York Jets-Seattle game, the Jets took the lead 17-14 with 5 minutes to go in the ball game. A Ken O'Brien to Wesley Walker touchdown pass of 15 yards. Here we're still in the countdown, officially 12 seconds and counting, but that's academic. The day belongs to the Detroit Lions. And to their head man, Darryl Rogers, they are now 4-0 in the Silverdome. That's final. Detroit 31 and Miami 21. A surprise? Yes, you could say it's a surprise because Miami came in as a favorite. Not a heavy favorite, but came in as a favorite. The question was, as you stated at the top of the show, James Jones has to carry the ball at least 30 times. 30 plus, he was in the 36, 37 carries, I believe, the official. 36 for Jones, 37, 36. So they did that. This Van Erickel had to play hurt, and he did. And the other question, who would show up? The real Lions. The good guys or the bad guys? And the good guys for Detroit showed up.
Well,
they played well.
What's happening right now is the real Detroit Lions are beginning to surface. Now, they have played against some outstanding football teams, and they have won. And nothing does more for a football team than to have that confidence. They played in concert today. The game plan, offensively, defensively, and the kicking game was perfect. Now, Eric Hipple is getting some cheers because he's had a lot of the boos since he's been here.
And with this victory, Detroit's record is 5-3. Chicago is winning. They'll be 8-0. But Detroit in sole possession of second place in the NFC Central. The Jets are winning. They'll be 6-2. Miami's 5-3. Miami will drop to a game behind the New York Jets. So here in the Silverdome, it has been a blue and silver day. That is the final score. The Detroit Lions 31, the Miami Dolphins 21. Detroit showing up with their best team, and I think their best effort of the season.
Well, Miami is supposed to have the big plays. Detroit had all the big plays on offense today. Eric Hipple hit some key third down calls, and James Jones might have run 2 third down and less than a yard plays where he actually made the first down that were really big runs. James Jones, I think, is now coming into his own. The Detroit Lions now are showing a personality. Defensively, I talked to Wayne Fonts yesterday. He said, we can't blitz Marino. We know we can't stop him, but we can prevent him from getting the big play. And that's what they did today. And the offense, as I said before, they really complemented each other.
Now, late in the ball game, the final turnover. This was the interception by Roosevelt Barnes. Tipped, pass was high. Hit again by Demetrius Johnson. And then Roosevelt Barnes with his first interception of the season. The final, once again, Detroit 31, Miami 21.